Rich and Nasty on a Wednesday. It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Appreciate everybody being tuned in today. Air Comfort Service text line is live and active, 314-399-9646. Got the YouTube channel, our snake pit going. Feel free to join in that. And you can always leave us a Scott Lee Heating Company mic drop via the Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. What a win last night for the Blues. Shutout for Joel Hofer, 6 of the season. And I would venture to say that not only the young guys, but the goaltending overall are really driving this Blues team thus far here post-Olympic break. Impressive victory for them, and boy, the Blues continue to make it interesting.
Yeah, I guess the first question is, well, who's the old guys anymore? Like, right? Like, when you look at the lineup, where Jordan Binnington is over 30.
Right.
Cam Fowler. Oscar Sundqvist, who has been a healthy scratch recently.
Parayko has to be considered an older guy,
yeah,
I guess, comparatively speaking.
But if that's the case, and you're talking about these young guys, you're right. The young guys are stepping up, and Joel Hofer is one of those young guys. Joel Hofer, by the way, is one of the best goalies in the NHL all year, except for the month of October.
That's it.
It's
the only time he struggled.
If you took the month of October out, he'd be in the Vezina conversation.
That's insane.
So good on him. He's playing fantastic. I love the Thomas, Snuggerud, Holloway line. They're buzzing. And it's amazing to watch the time of the zone time when they're out there. But even playing against other teams' top lines, they're dominating zone time. It means they're spending very little time in the defensive zone, more time in the neutral zone or in the offensive zone, which means it's not dangerous. They're not being scored on 5-on-5. And Logan Mailloux continues to play well. Beautiful pass last night to Snuggie for that one time. Who had Snuggie, by the way? Anyways, Broberg.
Did you see the empty netter? Huh?
Yeah, I saw it. We were laughing, actually. Bernie and I were sitting there watching the game. And I tell you what, if you ever want to have fun, you watch a hockey game with Bernie. It's pretty funny. And we're like, what? At first she's like, guy was on the ice. The goalie's pulled it. Well, it was an icing call. He has to stay on the ice. Oh, he's like, and then as soon as he chips, like, there you go, Bernie. That's why he's out here, baby.
That's why you have to have him on the ice.
Yeah,
a couple of empty netters recently.
I thought about you on that one right away. Look at
just
Stalter's guy.
Chipping away.
Just chip away. Yeah. But overall, they look better. Like, when's the last time, honestly, that we've seen, like, I know in Calgary they had some scrums and they came together as a team, but last night, like, every scrum, and like Tom Wilson.
How about that?
Poor Snuggie. You know, I've made some bad decisions, too, in my lifetime. I've said things to people and got my face punched in.
Yeah.
But, like, I knew I was going to get into a fight. I don't know if Snuggie knew what was going on there. Says he didn't.
He didn't realize who he was talking to?
Yeah, he knew who Tom Wilson was. But he got hit, and I wasn't really thinking. I'm just skating towards whoever this dude is, you know? He goes, as I was cross-checking, I saw 43. And then he goes, before I knew it, he had me in a headlock and ripping my face apart. But good on everybody else. They
jumped in. Logan Mailloux.
Dylan Holloway, then Robert Thomas. Here's what I loved about Robert Thomas last night. In the neutral zone, a second melee happens. And what does Robert Thomas do? He leaves his guy, because Wilson went after Snuggerud. He leaves his guy and goes and throws the young kid, Hudson, and a headlock from behind and rips him to the ice. I was like, that's the way you do it. That's how you do it, boys.
Nothing quite galvanizes you like a group fight.
Oh, man. But also going after one of their best players.
Sure.
Like, if Wilson's going to go after Snuggie, well, you can't fight Wilson. You don't have anybody in the lineup last night that could really stand in there with him. Yeah. So what do? You go after their best player. Make his life miserable.
What do you do if Tom Wilson wants to throw down?
You slash him as hard as you can. I'd act like I'm dropping my gloves. As soon as he dropped it, I try to break his hands with a slash. I don't care. Give me 5 games. He'll never come near me again.
Right.
I honestly, what else do you do? Like, I mean, I would fight. It's fine. I'm not worried, but I'm a little bigger guy than Jimmy Snuggerud.
Right.
It's like, it's fine. Like Turpchenko could probably hold his own. Like, there's guys that can hold their own, without embarrassing themselves. But if you're Jimmy Snuggerud and you got Tom Wilson without teammates around,
Good luck.
Just cross-check him in the face. I take the suspension.
Right.
You'd be like, yeah.
Just all off.
You're better off to look crazy than to look like you got your ass kicked.
That's true.
Yeah.
Impressive win.
Words of wisdom, Carey.
Hey, I'm with you. I'm right there.
You guys listening? You hockey players
All you kids out there.
All you kids.
Listen,
I know
I'm
you're
in
going to get your
agreeance.
ass kicked.
If you're a bigger dude, hey, man, there ain't no rules in a fight. I've always
there's
been
rules in sports, you know.
Not in a fight. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
Not no rules. If you're a smaller dude and bigger dude coming at you, protect yourself at all costs. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I'm with you.
The Blues win 3-0. They're now 8-1-2 in their last 11 games. They're still 8 points out of a wild card, so we're not talking about a miracle run yet.
But, miracle on ice, what'd you say?
But at least they're making things interesting again.
They're
That's for
still
sure.
picking 5th overall right now. So I think ideally, in a perfect world, they kind of go 500 the rest of the year, stay where they're at, show signs of promise, and then still get a high draft pick. What I'm afraid of, though, is they go on a run here. Like, I don't mean like a run the
Open
table.
your heart.
No, I don't mean like run the table, because that's going to be really difficult to do. But let's say, as of right now, they put a 4 or 5 gamer together. 10 points.
Bad business?
You're like, now you're in it. You're in the mix. You're probably not in the playoffs because the other team's going to keep, but you're probably like 2 or 3 points out. Mm-hmm. And then if you finish 2 or 3 points out, like, that's the tough spot. You're happy because your team finished really strong. Like, as a coaching staff and as the guys in the locker room, you're kind of like, all right, we finished hard. That's the way you do it, boys. You go down swinging. But then Army and Steen are like, what are you doing?
Really?
Yeah.
I can see it happening with the way that they're playing. And the teams in front of them right now, outside of the Nashville Predators, really aren't doing that well. San Jose's got a 5-game losing streak. The Kings have lost 2 in a row. Seattle just lost in overtime. The Jets have won 2 in a row, but they're only 3 points ahead of the Blues. Nashville is where things get a little interesting because they're on a 5-game heater right now and have
They
won.
just hung 6 on San Jose last night.
Yeah, 7-2-1.
They're playing great.
Yeah.
They're playing really good.
They tried to figure some
They
things
won
out.
6. They won 6-3 last night.
And they occupy that final wild card spot. So basically, that's the team that you would have to leapfrog at this point. And the way that they're playing, I don't see that happening. So I could see the Blues going on a run and sort of messing up the organic tank.
Yeah.
Sorry, Marsh. Joel Hofer, by the way, I mentioned the 6 shutout for the season. That was his 6th last night.
Oh, I thought you said it was a sick shutout.
It was a sick shutout,
You're right.
and it was also his 6th shutout of the season. Mm-hmm. Since February 26, Hofer is 6-0-2 with a 1.34 goals against average and a .959 save percentage.
He's playing really well.
My man is not just playing well; he's been elite.
Took a couple pucks to the face last night.
Yeah, I like that.
I thought he had a cut up under his eye.
That made me happy. You know why?
Just keep playing.
It made me happy. You know why? Because I've said this before. And Hof, if you're listening, I love you. Okay? Everybody says, the goalies are crazy. No, they're not. They're wearing all the gear. They got a face mask. They got big old pads, all this stuff.
Take one to the face
Take one to the face without a goalie mask on. Huh, Carey? You look like this after.
That's why I said I'll never do that.
Some people call it a work of art.
Yeah, no, it is.
And one person.
Yeah.
Those are one person.
Actually, for sure.
Yes, I don't even know if she says it, actually. She says I'm funny. I don't know what that means.
He's got a great personality, guys. You're going to love
This
him.
guy's really funny.
I love his
Yeah, he's
personality.
a hard worker. Well, that's right.
Hardworking and funny.
You get a dog for that.
This Friday, great event going on. Puck Cancer, 3rd period. Charity hockey game this Friday night at Centene Community Ice Center. You can tune into us this Friday, same day, to hear us broadcasting from 2 to 6 from the E&B Granite Studio at Centene Community Ice Center. Tickets are now on sale for the 3rd annual Puck Cancer 3rd period alumni game. Going to be a great event. As Kelly Chase continues his battle, he's bringing together Blues alumni, NHL alumni for another special night in support of Siteman Cancer Center and the V Foundation for Cancer Research. He's done this, obviously, the last couple of years, and anytime we're down there, a lot of times we'll talk to, like Lozy will be there.
I think Cam's going to stop by and say hi.
Great. We'll say hello to those guys.
It'd be a great event. There's a hell of a lineup. I was skating with some of the guys this morning, Robert Bertuzzo and Paul Stasny. Guys are knocking the rust off a little bit, even though they just retired, whatever.
Yeah.
Some of us have a little more rust to knock off. But it's going to be great. There's some really cool dudes are going to be in town raising some money. And not just great hockey players, like great people. They're going to stick around. They're going to help raise more money with the auctions and things like that. And so it should be an awesome time.
Is Shat Deuces back?
Shat Deuces was not able to be in for this.
He was here last year and we interviewed him. He's a great dude.
Steiner's playing. Our guy Monty's playing. So we will talk to Coach Montgomery at 4:30 today. We'll ask him about that. Last year, just ask him about last year's breakaway.
Okay.
That's a deep tease right now.
Nice.
One of you will ask Coach Montgomery about last year's breakaway.
Okay.
And let's just see what he says.
All right, so Jim Montgomery at 4:30 today, by the way. But you can grab your tickets now for the game this Friday night to support those two great organizations that we mentioned, the Sightman Cancer Center as well as the V Foundation. And then you can tune in to us in the pregame this Friday afternoon, Fastlane Live from the E&B Granite Studio at Centene Community Ice Center. Jim Montgomery isn't the only person we're talking to today. We got a great lineup.
Ooh, yeah.
So Joe Vitale will also join us. Logan Mailloux will join us at 3:45. And our guy BT, Brad Thompson, who joins us weekly now for the Cardinals season, he'll be with us at 3 o'clock. Speaking of the Cardinals, what does this pitching staff need to accomplish this season? So if it's just the same five guys, or if you want to look beyond that to some of the young players in the minors, what does the pitching staff need to accomplish this MLB season in order for it to be a success? That's next on 101 ESPN. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. We're going to be doing this throughout the course of the show today. Kind of a theme. What does the pitching staff need to accomplish this MLB season? We'll be talking about, the front office and also the position players a little bit later on in the show. But whether it's ERA, strikeouts, just development, what do you think the Cardinals pitching staff needs to accomplish by the end of the year?
How simple do you want this answer?
It could be as simple as you want it.
Win damn games, man. Like I know that wins and losses are
difficult.
What do you say? It's not a pitcher stat, don't you? You don't care about those.
I think wins are a team stat.
Okay, well, put your team in a position to win damn games, man. Like, don't let it get out of control in the first couple of innings. Don't have your team chasing the game, from their first at bat. Give yourselves an opportunity to play and have success. And for me, I mean, eat innings is a terrible phrase because of how it's looked at. I don't mean it in that way that it has been looked at. Eat innings but give up a bunch of runs. I don't mean that. I mean eat innings, shorten the game for your bullpen, give yourselves a chance to win games, and be good. That's all I ask for. But if you are, last year there were too many times, and we saw it from a few pitchers where the game was out of hand before, the second time around in the lineup for sure, and before your 4, 5, and 6 batters got up to the plate. Like, there were too many times where in that first inning, second inning, your guys, you were down by a number of runs. There were times when Marshy and I went to a game, Marsh went to a game where by the time you got to your seat, you're like, oh, it's 6-1? It's 6-0?
There's lots of baseball left.
Yeah. So a lot of baseball has happened already is what I missed while I was parking this damn car.
Damn it. Gotta get better parking so I get in quicker.
Or that's on you. Leave earlier. Damn it, man. So, give yourself a chance.
Okay. That's a good one. I don't think there's wrong answers. So it's not like anybody's going to be able to debate this. I think we all have maybe an opinion on what we deem to be more important. For me, what I would like to see is less question marks when the season's done. Because I feel like over the last 2 or 3 seasons, halfway through the season to the end of the season, there's so many question marks. Mm-hmm. Steven Matz, Miles Michaelis, Andre Palante, Eric Fetty, like somebody like, who's going to be back? Who's not? Do we dare bring him back? Well, don't extend him. I'd like it to be pretty crystal clear that you're probably going to look to add one arm. And you may upgrade another, but it won't be a necessity. I think that's where I would like to see it, where Liberatore shows that, hey, man, he is the guy. Maybe he's not a number one. He's certainly not an ace, but he's a 1, 2, or a 3 on a competitive team.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the guys, too, taking the right. Leahy proves that he's an actual starter. Andre Palante proves that he's not a bubble guy that you're like, oof, crossing your fingers every time he takes them out. And then maybe the young guys, somebody comes up halfway through or later in the season, Quinn Matthews or Liam O'Brien. Or Doyle. Liam O'Brien, that's a hockey player.
Yeah.
Plays for the Utah Mammoth.
Big tuna.
Shout out to Spicy Tuna.
Spicy Tuna, that's right.
Yeah.
But that's what I'd like to see is less question marks when all is said and done.
Mm-hmm. That's where I'm at.
Oh,
right, exactly.
really?
How you laid it out. So I'll start on the back end. Andre Palante, when it comes to Palante, you have to prove that you're not going to be the first one replaced. Mm-hmm. That's really his main job now. Or if you are replaced, you better prove that you can be at the very least play that fireman role where you can come in and if need be in a bullpen spot, you're pitching a couple of innings. Up 5, down 5. That becomes Palante's role if he can't prove that he's a starter. Kyle Leahy can't just be a 5 and dive. Unfortunately, you already have that in Palante. So if you have 2 5 and dives in the 4th and 5th spot, that's not good. Kyle Leahy has to prove that he can stay in the starting rotation and be somebody that is not just tantalizing to the Cardinals, but also somebody that proves he can hang. Dustin May's he's interesting. Individually, just staying with just him, he's got to stay healthy. Injuries have been a big problem for him. Velocity was up in spring training, which was really interesting. That was great to see. Can he stay healthy? And then the front office needs to decide whether or not the juice is worth the squeeze when it comes to trading him if he does have a big first half. Because you could, I know, Marsh, you've brought this up. You could look at him as one of your top 3 guys beyond this season. But the fact remains that he's an injury risk. So as we sit here on March 25th, I still think he's somebody that you flip at the deadline if he has a good first half. But things could change. When you go up to McGreevy and Liberatore, Jamie outlined it perfectly. When it comes to Liberatore, prove that you can be a 1, 2, or 3 on a contending team.
On a real team, yeah.
Yes. McGreevy, he needs to show that his pitch-to-contact style can play. Because he is not somebody that's gonna miss a lot of bats. And we have seen the Cardinals under Mo previously load up on pitch-to-contact guys, and then when they get their you-know-what ripped, the next starter
when
is
there's too much contact being made.
Exactly. When your starters are talking about, well, it was a bunch of soft contact outside of the 3 home runs I gave up, that's a problem.
Who are you referencing?
Nobody. Maybe a current national.
Maybe. Guy who hated your boat name, maybe?
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
He hadn't liked him since then, huh?
I've been pissed at him since then.
And I'm pissed at him, too.
Yeah.
He didn't like my nickname. His was way worse.
No. Good guy, Mine was way worse?
No.
His was way worse.
His
Yeah.
was way worse.
Yeah, I agree.
What did you call his boat?
If you hate me, you ain't me. No.
You hate
me.
Because you ain't
Because you ain't me.
Yeah. I thought it was pretty good.
And you called him Moose.
Moose.
And he shot both of those
So
down.
I said, he's like, I'm from Florida, so would you like to be called Manatee? Like, I don't get it. Like, what was his point? He's like, you're from Canada. You're like, Moose. Yeah, okay, but
You never get to pick your nickname. That's kind of whatever someone
too.
calls
Moose
you.
Michaelis is
is
way,
who
I
you
thought
are.
he gets on the bump, Moose, like,
Yeah.
no, I don't like that. I'm fine.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How's
Is that how
Washington?
he sounded?
That's exactly how he sounded. I was there. I got your back, Jamie.
Thanks,
Oh
buddy.
my goodness.
Marsh, we fill in the gaps here. What do you think? What do you think we might be missing?
I think you guys touched on some great stuff. I know, Carey, you brought up the wins. Jamie, you brought up sort of the role that you want to see these players develop into. And one thing that you mentioned that I also want to bring up, you mentioned the lack of swing and miss. Last year, the Cardinals were ranked as a team 29th in Major League Baseball in strikeouts.
And how many teams are there, Marsh?
There's 30 teams.
That's
The
correct.
Colorado Rockies were 30th. And the Washington
that on
Nationals, who just picked up Moose, they were 28th. So the Cardinals, for this season, I would like to see an uptick in their strikeouts. I don't necessarily know where I want them to be in terms of ranking this year, but I would love for them to at least be a top 20 team in strikeouts. Do you see that?
Just be middle of the pack at least.
At least for this season. Do you think that is possible given the rotation? And this includes bullpen arms as well. We haven't even talked about the bullpen.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Do you think the Cardinals could find themselves middle of the pack in terms of swing and miss?
I'm going to be honest. I don't know about the bullpen. I don't know enough about the bullpen. I feel like it's been revamped so much.
Which is fine.
Which it kind of feels like that every year, but like a lot this year. And spring training for the bullpen, for me, doesn't tell the story enough.
I agree.
So that's my thoughts.
That is a huge question mark that I feel like we have spent almost no time on.
Right.
Because
Is it because we don't know who? We don't know who. We don't know what. We don't have.
It's part of it.
I don't know if we have any expectations. 'cause we don't-
Projection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't know.
It could be a disaster or it could be one of the best surprises.
Bullpens are very volatile.
They
and
are.
one of your bigger arms in the bullpen from last year is now in your starting rotation.
Right.
He looks good, though.
He does.
The whole rotation in spring looks good. The question is, can they carry that into the regular season?
So you asked about the strikeouts. I think you can get that out of Liberatore, and I think you can get that out of Leahy. You can get that out of Dustin May. So three of the five guys. McGreevy is not a high strikeout guy because of his style, and Palante is not a high strikeout guy.
No.
So when it includes the bullpen too, I just don't know. I don't know. That goes back to my previous comment of it could be one of the best surprises this season, or it could be a total disaster. The good thing is the Cardinals have been preparing for this since 2 trade deadlines ago when Mo, or maybe it was 3 now, where Mo traded a bunch of guys, got pitching back, and that like Tekoa Roby was in that mix. I forgot some of the other guys. But then last draft, loaded up on pitching. You traded a bunch of guys for what? Pitching. You've got depth now. which pieces are going to emerge. I love the shotgun approach, but some of these pellets have to hit at some point. But I do like the approach.
Maybe they'll hit Jamie in the head.
They might. Never know.
Get stuck again?
Get stuck.
I still can't believe that story made its way out, finally.
all it took was us having on
former teammate
Joe Thornton. All right,
I can't believe I never told you guys that.
No, I never heard that one. We've heard a lot of stories from you, but not that one.
The old pellet in the head, huh? She seen my mom when she found out about it. I was like 30 years old.
She probably thought, well, that makes sense.
It kind of did.
A lot of things make sense.
She was like, oh.
Yeah.
I was like, what's that mean? She goes, nothing, honey, I love you.
She's like, that's why he's been falling over a lot. What's that on? All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. The Blues certainly have been driven by their young players, but as Jamie noted earlier, who's the veteran guy right now? It's got to be the youth. Well, youth is being served. We'll dive into that conversation next on 101 ESPN. Well, if you're anything like me, if planning, budgeting, and communication matter to you when redoing a kitchen or a bathroom, doing any sort of remodeling project, then you got to listen to this 5-star online review from a homeowner who had Mosby Building Arts remove a load-bearing wall in his Webster Groves home. So this is the review. Quote, Mosby was great to work with from beginning to end. They were even thorough in reviewing the details of my project and explaining everything to me. They were very good at staying in touch and providing updates as needed. My project was completed based on the estimated cost, which was helpful when planning. If we have another project in the future, I will definitely choose Mosby. Anytime I work with Mosby, I have a similar experience. Thorough planning, staying in contact with me throughout the course of the project, just like they did with this Webster Groves family. Estimated cost was spot on, so they're not a company that a couple of weeks later, we didn't forecast this, we're going to have to add this, because that's what certain contractors do. And then all of a sudden, you're paying this price that you never thought you would, and nobody was upfront with you about it. That's not Mosby. Mosby is upfront. They do a great job of communicating what the cost is going to be upfront because they know what the project entails initially. Call Mosby.com to get a free brainstorming session for your kitchen or bath remodel and see what it's like to have a 5-star remodeling experience. Mosby Building Arts, the right remodeling company.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Blues take down the Washington Capitals last night by a final score of 3-0. They'll go up against the Sharks tomorrow. Pregame for that one starts at 6. Puck drop is at 7. We'll talk with Blues defenseman Logan Mailloux at 3:45 and Blues head coach Jim Montgomery at 4:30. We'll also talk some baseball as well today with Brad Thompson at 3 o'clock. But we're going to dive back into the Blues and talk about some of their young players as they are driving this team right now. We're watching some exciting hockey from your St. Louis Blues. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
Thompson will play it along the wing. Snuggerud jammed it down into the corner. Thomas deflected it up to the line. Broberg over to Mailloux to Snuggerud. Scores! Berggren in over the line on the far wing. Shoots! And that one just wide, maybe off the glove of the goalie. Now coming back to Berggren off the wall. Backdoor near side. Score! Tic-tac-toe for the kids right on the doorstep.
Chris Kerber on the call last night as the Blues knock off the Capitals 3-0 at Enterprise Center. Jimmy Snuggerud scores another goal. He's got 12 points in his last 9 games.
Looks pretty good.
Yes, he certainly does. And, Jamie, you had mentioned it. You wanted to highlight the top line on Monday, and you brought him up again today, and rightfully so. That top line of Holloway, Thomas, and Snuggerud has really come together. And this is something that you could project, hopefully, moving forward as this is your top line.
I don't see why you wouldn't. That's why I kind of boot stomped the trade Robert Thomas stuff yesterday, because why would you? Like, look at what we've seen out of Robert Thomas since the Olympic break. I know there was stuff before. I get it. I also was critical of some of his body language. Now, as far as his play was concerned on the ice, he was dealing with something. I think he had a little something done to his knee. I don't know. I'm speculating because they said he's got to clean some things up, and then he came back like 4 weeks later. Carey, you know the timeline. Mm-hmm. That usually means a little scope of some kind. Do a little spring cleaning and get back out there. He has been a different player.
Yeah.
He's faster. He's way more assertive. He's making great plays, jumping in on top of guys to help teammates. And his body language has been almost flawless.
Can we stay there for a second?
We can stay wherever you want, Anthony. You know why? We've been together for a long time. And if you feel passionate about something, I want to be there for you.
Well, geez, Jamie, thank you. That feels great right now.
You're welcome.
That was nice.
Last year, the body language was also a problem.
It was.
This is until the Four Nations tournament. Yes.
So I don't know. I don't know ultimately which version is which.
Who and or what can get through to Robert Thomas to show him, hey,
yeah,
this is you when you're at your best, and this is you when you're not so much at your best, and you got the Gumby shoulders and all that.
Yeah, so
although we established
Gumby doesn't have
shoulders, so
the Gumby look.
No
what
shoulders.
What is Gumby?
It's a rubbery green
substance.
Yep.
Is he a substance?
I don't know.
It's not a thing. I mean, he's not a person.
It is a
But
thing.
he talks and walks.
But he's not a human.
Is he an alien?
I don't think he's an alien because
E.T. was an alien.
E.T. was an alien. He couldn't really talk.
Yeah.
A little bit he learned.
Phone home.
Elliot.
Right.
Yeah. Remember
but
that?
Gumby didn't have shoulders and just was there, right?
Yeah.
What is Gumby, what is his primary function?
It's
a very good question.
He helps out.
But what?
Who does he help?
People.
But what?
Doesn't he save people?
Like, if he was a giant piece of, broccoli, I could say, he's a healthy, he's helping people eat healthy.
Right.
But what is he?
That's a very good question.
I don't know.
He's
a superhero.
Marsha, you pulled it up. What is he supposed to be?
Just says he's a clay animation character. Claymation.
Yeah, but
what was this purpose,
I need more
though?
backstory.
I
how do you invent it?
Well, I can't remember the show, but I remember watching.
Yeah, did he give good advice? Was it like
Was
for
he
kids to
physically
give
helpful?
you
I'm
advice
Pretty sure he helped
about how to be a better
people.
person?
Yeah, he can just transform into anything. So
That would be helpful.
Rubbery.
yeah.
Yeah.
Be helpful.
But it says he's not supposed to be any specific quote unquote thing.
He's what you make of him?
Yeah. He's an idea.
Oh, he's like build your own adventure.
Sure.
Build
Kind of
your
like
own.
life. What you make of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe that's what Gumby was.
Yeah.
The true depiction of life.
He is
Whatever you want it to be is what it is.
He's a shape-shifting clay character representing creativity and imagination.
Yeah,
there
just
you
like
go.
Robert Thomas on the ice. Very creative.
Well done.
He moves the puck extremely quickly,
Yeah,
and
he's like Gumby.
he is like
Gumby.
Gumby. Sometimes it's what you make of it. And so I think right now, Robert, what he's doing is making the most of his opportunity, especially, and I don't mean this in a bad way, especially in the absence of Justin Falk and Braden Shen, who were two leaders on this team. And, I love Shenner, and I was very fond of Justin Falk, liked him very much, but just like anything else in life, you got to move on. And so what are your next steps? Is it Jake Neighbors? Is it Robert Thomas? Is it Colton Parayko? Well, right now, Robert Thomas is making a real big case to where he wants to be part of the leadership group. I think he wants to be captain, and he wants to be the best player. I like that. And he's showing it. Now, can he do it for 82 games? That's the question that Army, Steiner, Monty, everyone's going to have with him.
Well, you also can't be a captain only when you're playing good.
Exactly.
Know what I mean?
Exactly.
You can't be a leader only when you're playing well.
No, some would say that the greatest leaders are the ones that perform in the face of adversity.
Yes,
Some would say that.
some would say.
I think that's really when you find out who your leaders
Of course
are.
it is.
Like when everything is going well, everybody's happy. Life is good. It's grand. It feels wonderful. But when you're in the middle of it and you're trying to figure out how to get out of this storm, the leaders are who the people look to, who your team looks to and says, hey, man, what are we doing?
Yeah.
And that person, gets to the group, galvanizes the group and says, hey, this is what we're going to do. And that's the hard part. I think that's when it's the hardest on whoever the leadership council is, whoever the leaders are, figuring out how to get out of this storm when it feels like we're in the middle of it and we can't. And so
Why do those people look to that one person? Why is that?
because that's best answer I can give you is that's their job. That's the
Because
role
that person
They bring
has
calm.
shown you
that they're capable of doing it.
Time
Yeah.
and time again how to get out of trouble,
Yeah.
how to solve a problem. That they'll drag you through the battle. Like, that's what happens when you find a leader. It's not that they tell you, hey, I'm the leader. No, they go to work every day and they show you what to do so that when you're in a time of need, any aspect of life, you look over at them and go, well, what's he or she
Right.
doing? Well, they're doing, well, that's what I should do. That's a leader.
Yeah.
And they don't need to be told you're a leader. They don't need a pat on the back. They don't need any of that stuff.
Right.
Because they're just wired that way.
So can he emerge as that? Can Robert
That is
Thomas
the biggest
emerge?
question right now.
Yeah. Well, he's going to have some help. Logan Mailloux, who we'll talk to at 3:45, has played heavy minutes, had a key assist last night.
Beautiful pass.
Dalibor Dvorsky, you saw the playmaking ability again on the
Those guys,
Otto
huh?
Stenberg goal.
The Euro line there.
Yep.
2 Swedes and a Slovak.
they look good. And if you're going to talk about the young players, I don't think we can talk about this young man enough. Joel Hofer continues to play elite goaltending. Mm-hmm. I mean, goaltending is driving, in my opinion, what we're seeing right now out of the Blues. It's not just the youth being served. It's Joel Hofer doing what he's doing. It's like he is spreading confidence throughout the entire ice. Like, yeah, we got this dude back there. We're good.
He just looks confident. Like I said it last night. I don't know, it was the second intermission or the post game. Like, anytime there's a shot on net, you don't feel like it has a chance to go in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And yet he doesn't look like he's overextending himself.
Right.
So when a goalie
He
is
looks
that
quiet
good,
in the crease.
very quiet, Anthony. That says a lot about a goaltender.
Yeah.
But it also says a lot about the fans and the team's expectations that he's going to make the save every time.
Yep. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Brad Thompson in 15 minutes. What's trending is next, and Marsh's got some injury news for you from the Cardinals.
Oh, no.
Here on 101 ESPN.
topics in the sports world.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
Here's what's trending.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN with Anthony Stalter, Jamie Rivers, and Carey Davis. I'm Andrew Marsh, and it's time for What's Trending. Anthony, you alluded to what I was going to bring up. We're going to bring up Lars Nootbaar because Lars Nootbaar, as we know, he's not going to start the season with the club because he has been placed on the 60-day IL. Hunter Dobbins as well. He will be placed in the 15-day
60 days.
IL.
It's going to eat into your 150 games, Carey.
Lars Nootbaar, 60 days. And I believe we got a question earlier when the show started. I can't find it right now, but basically saying, why is Lars Nootbaar on this team? What are your thoughts on this whole Newt thing and his tenure as a Cardinal because he can't stay healthy?
What are you going to do?
There you go.
What are you going to do? That's what you just said. What did you just say at the end there?
Can't stay healthy.
There it is.
How can you trade a guy? How can you get value for a guy that can't stay on the field?
So Carey and I have been the leaders of the hey, trade a guy earlier. You had said it about Helsley.
Oh, yeah.
I had said it about Goldschmidt. Remember? He was having a good year, and I was like, why would you trade Goldschmidt, you scumbag?
After he won the MVP. Yeah,
because you're the writing is on the wall. You're going to have to rebuild this thing at some point.
Yeah.
You had said it about Helsley a year earlier. The Cardinals under Mo were notorious for holding on to a player too long.
Yeah.
They worked the opposite of what, I don't know if it was Don Shula or Bill Parcells. The quote gets passed around a lot. Better to get rid of a player 1 year too early than 1 year too late.
Yeah.
The Cardinals have been the inverse of that. It's better to hang on to a guy 1 year too late than to get rid of him too early. They can't do anything with
Dylan Carlson ended up that way. There's a lot of pieces that have ended up that way because they've hung on and hung on and hung on.
I'd argue Tyler O'Neill fits Tyler O'Neill fits in the same category.
Yeah.
You're fortunate to get you got something out of O'Neill at least. The Dylan Carlson, you wound up DFA and Stretch Armstrong there like 2 weeks later.
But O'Neill is like, he's the poison, right? Like that's what I talk about because he gave you MVP, all-world caliber. And you're like, how do I get rid of that? Like, what if this is who he is?
Right.
But that's the same issue with Newt. Like, at some point, you knew Tyler O'Neill was going to get injured. Like, some people, their body is just prone to injury. I can't explain it, Jamie. I know you've seen guys, they work hard. It's like, this is going to be the best season. And you're hurt again.
And they're not wimpy guys.
They're not, doesn't make you a soft individual. It just some people's bodies are built different. I was talking to my trainer this morning, and he was like, well, how many times?
Sorry. My trainer.
And he was talking
one
about
of my staff.
I got to call a couple of people to get a hold of Jamie. He doesn't answer right away. Yeah, got to reach somebody to get to him.
That's because I text you, tell you where I'm at, and you don't listen.
But he was talking about like different body types. Like some people, can lift a lot of weight, but they can't do a lot of reps. And some people are the exact opposite. And everybody's body is different.
Well,
like
their tendons are different.
Structure, muscular, like how your body is. Like I could bench 405 pounds, but I couldn't do 225 20 times. Like my body I get to a certain number and I'm done. Mm-hmm. Like the bar would collapse on my chest and my body would say, yeah, no more. But you give me a 1 rep max time. How much you want to put on here? So everyone's body is different, and some people are prone to injury, whether it's muscle issues, tissue issue, soft tissue issues. Like they are just prone to injuries. This is Lars Nootbaar's feet. Like, and again, I've said this.
That's a new one. There's been other things for him, too.
But your feet, in my opinion, are a problematic situation because everything starts from the ground up. And if your feet, the things you use to walk, and he's got to run, and he's got to do all of these jump to catch fly balls over the fit, like all of the things. You got to plant. You got to step on the base. There are so many things you're going to be doing with your feet that if those are injured, good luck, man. I think that's a really, really tough issue for. And now he's on a 60-day IL. Like, who knows how long he's really going to be out?
So for me, and I don't know what Chaim Bloom's plan is, but for me, if I was in Chaim Bloom's position, I would say he's going to sit out 60 days and whatever else it takes to get him 100%. And then once we get him 100%, he's going to play it almost every day, and he's going to get hot at some point, and then we're going to open up the phone lines.
Are we sure that he's going to be able to play, though?
I don't know. But, Carey, this would be my plan, is get him healthy. So if it's 60 days, 80 days, 90 days, whatever, at some point, once he's healthy, then somebody will nibble on the hook. They will, because of the underlying numbers and all the things we can't stand about why he's such a good player. And
I think the Cardinals may have that ship may have sailed.
The what?
Ship.
Oh, okay.
With a P.
Either way.
Yeah.
Either way, right?
You're right.
I think we've passed that point.
Okay, so if he's injured the rest of the year anyways, in the Cardinals.
Even if he's not, though, like even if he comes back and he's healthy enough to play,
I'm not saying you're getting a Cy Young winner for him. I'm saying you move him on for anything at this point.
Bloom will be listening.
Here in the Cardinals are listening on Nuke Bar.
Jeez.
I'm going to start doing that with everything from now on.
Well, you should.
Opening day is tomorrow. Also tomorrow, Sweet 16. Favorite matchup heading into tomorrow's slate of basketball
I know where you're at. I'm with you.
All the Sweet 16 games?
All the Sweet 16, including Friday's games.
Every single matchup is awesome. The one that I think will be the most fun will be Bama and Michigan, just because there's going to be a bunch of points. I think all these games, though, could come down to the wire. I really do. I don't think there's a bunch of mismatches. Could you see Texas upsetting Purdue? Of course, but Purdue's a 7.5-point favorite. Could you see Arkansas giving Arizona a game? I know I could, with John Calipari being so good as his teams are usually good as an underdog.
I told you I love Arkansas. Yeah. Arkansas is one of my, I got them in the Final Four in, I think I did 4 brackets. I think I got them in at least 3 of them, if not all 4 of them. I believe in Arkansas. I think they are. Darius Acupdry is a dude.
Do we think St. John's has any hope at all?
I think St. John's, the way they play defense, will give Duke a game.
I'm just curious.
They're pesky.
That's the one I circled as there's no way they should. But man, I feel like that's the one.
The way that they pressure on defense is disruptive.
Yeah.
The problem is they could also go 10 minutes without scoring.
Yeah, but if they have the ball, it's fine.
Yeah, true. Yeah, they get the ball back, which is nice. Yeah.
St. John's. Yeah. St. John. They were on I think a 19 or I think they're on a 19 games
since losing to UConn. They've been incredible.
They are a good damn team. Like they have been. I look at them
like, you know what?
19 out of 20 games that they won. The one loss being to that UConn team, they got blew out. Like it was a terrible loss. And you looking at that game, you're like, this team stinks. Nah, not so fast. They won 18 of 19 games before they got to the tournament, I believe. So they're not a bad team or a walkover or a pushover. No. And they did take care of business against KU, which I think surprised some people as well. You know, my favorite matchup is going to be, man,
Illinois-Houston's going to be fantastic.
ILL. This is it, man. Listen, this is the time, Anthony. Now, I've said this for a number of years. We've been the 1 seed. We've had lost to Loyola. Like we've had some rough. We didn't score a basket for 15 minutes of a game, Anthony, in the tournament. Like I've been there. I've watched it, and you didn't let me forget about that.
Well, it was against my UConn Huskies.
You remind me often of that moment.
I'm sorry, man.
Where we didn't score a basket. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When an entire half, 15 minutes of the same, it was bad.
I remember. Yeah.
But this opportunity, man, and I know Kelvin Sampson is a great coach, and Houston has done fantastic things over the past few years. Finished we're in the Final Four, in the national championship. Like, so what, man? Mm-hmm. This is your time, Illinois. This is your damn time.
Let's do it.
Stand up, man.
Stand up. Be proud. Be orange.
Yeah, man.
I don't know what that last
I don't know that I've ever heard that phrase, but whatever you said,
it should be now. Let's make t-shirts.
Proud, be orange.
Be orange.
Be orange.
Yeah. Whatever that means.
I got your back.
Thank you.
Be orange.
Spread zone today. I said Illinois.
My man.
Over Houston.
You took them over?
You did.
Yeah. Money line?
It was you.
Money line.
My man.
They're only
2.5. 2.5. Yeah. Good job.
Let's go.
You didn't even want the points.
Nah.
Good job.
I think McKernan and I were on him, but Jackson said, go to hell. Give me Houston.
Whatever, dude.
Brad Thompson joins us next on 101 ESPN.
We're talking everything Redbirds with Cardinals TV analyst Brad Thompson on 101 ESPN. BT is presented by Buffalo Wild Wings, the ultimate home run for wings and wins.
3:04, your time check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Let's head to the Collier and Thompson phone line. Talk to our guy, Brad Thompson, who, of course, will be alongside Chip Carey for the Cardinals TV broadcast.
Saw Chip last night at the Blues game.
You did?
I did.
Nice.
That's a great-looking man. Big, tall, bronze, great hair. Man.
Tall.
Poor
Handsome.
BT's going to sit next to that.
BT, how are you, pal?
I'm doing great. Got a little bit of hair envy now that we talk about it, and height in general. It is funny. Anytime people see Chip, Chip out in the wild, they're like, "Good God, you're tall." He is.
He's a monster.
He is. Yeah, he's an enormous human. I think he's 6'6". But when we do some of the open things, when you see us on camera, we're both sitting. He's a long-legged individual. Normal but it's hilarious. In spring training, we'll do stuff. We'll be standing up on the field doing like the intro, and he'll stand. It's hilarious if you're watching. It makes me feel like a child, and I'm a grown-ass man. Where he's standing with his legs like spread out so he can be around the same height as me.
He lets you stay closer to the camera.
Oh, God, yeah. It looks really good when people are taking pictures of it. It looks fine on camera, and then I look like he's definitely he's got a little size on me for sure.
What a jerk. BT, the opening roster was announced, and, of course, fans got to be ticked off at something. The big issue, I guess, for the roster was Nelson Velasquez not being on the opening day roster. They keep Fermin instead. Were you surprised by this based on how Velasquez hit?
Yeah, yes, for sure. And the surprise was just based upon the numbers that he was able to put up, and the fact that this team is, when you look at the roster right now, some of the biggest question marks are going to be how do they score runs, how do they slug? And I do realize that none of us were screaming for Nelson Velasquez when they made the move, brought him over as a non-roster invite, that he was going to be the dude. But we talked about opportunity, right? He got it, he ran with it, and unfortunately for him, didn't get the spot. Now, when you go and talk about the why part of it, I think that Heimblum kind of laid that one out. Yes, he was very happy with the performance that Velasquez put out there, loves the depth and the upside that he provides, but it came to a 40-man decision of not having anybody they wanted to take off their roster. Now, you can hem and haw. I'm sure that everybody that's upset about this has already nitpicked the 40-man roster and got rid of about 9 players that they didn't like.
Right.
But organizationally, they've done a lot of work of turning over that roster, that 40-man, adding to it, and they're comfortable with the group that they have. So at the end of the day, is Velasquez starting in left field on opening day, is that going to be the position that makes or breaks this team? I wouldn't think so, but I understand, certainly for him, I would understand the frustration, did everything that he possibly can to make the team, didn't happen. But look, I'm glad that people are frustrated and mad about something because that means it's baseball season again.
And they're mad enough to care, obviously,
Yeah,
if they're
still
mad.
caring.
Yes.
So, BT, I'm going to go with the pitching here. We had this question here earlier in the show, and I'm going to kind of rework it a little bit. But, with this current rotation, what does a successful season look like for this rotation?
Well, it's hard to – well, it's got to look better than it did last year. And I say that like it's an obvious statement, right? The Cardinals last year, in terms of ERA, they were 25th in baseball. In strikeout percentage, I think they were 29th in all of baseball. Whiff, they were 29th. The only team that missed fewer bats than the Cardinals last year were the Rockies, I'm pretty sure. So that is something that has to look better for this group. And you had some guys and you had some veterans that struggled. Even you look at Sonny Gray's numbers, and I'm a big Sonny Gray fan. He was really bad on the road. Miles Michaelis had some rough numbers. Palante wants to be able to add to the numbers that he had. But it's making improvements across the board. I mean, the long and short of it is a successful season is giving up less runs than you did as a staff a year ago. And I really do think that they've got the group to be able to do that. They got a young group that's still continuing to prove themselves. You've got a bullpen that's going to be able to lock down some tight games. I believe that bullpen is actually going to be one of the biggest keys to any success this team's going to have, because when you look at this team on paper, chances are they're going to be in some tight ball games, right? So the leads that you do have, you got to be able to lock them down. So, Jamie, it's hard to pick like one definitive number that I want, and certainly ERA is a good one when you're looking at kind of where your starting pitchers are. I'd certainly like to see them at least more middle of the pack than near the end of it. but the other one is just more swing and miss. This group needs more swing and miss. You've got some guys now in the addition of bringing May in that's got it. I believe that Leahy is going to add to that mix as well. Matthew Liberatore with his arsenal will get that. So I feel like that's going to be a big key for it. But if you're looking at bright spots so far just on paper, I feel like that's a big one.
BT, one of the hot button topics that has continuously been year after year is Jordan Walker. We know that he missed some of the games working on the backfields, working on some swing mechanics. He did finish his final 2 games, 3 of 7, with one of those hits being a home run. What are you seeing from him? And did you think some of the work that he was doing in the backfield is actually going to pay off for him?
Yeah, I think any of the work that you put in, it doesn't matter. I mean, CD, you did this for a living for a long time, played at the highest level. Same thing for you, Jamie. Like, sometimes things aren't going to be clicking, and then you have to just put in some diligent work, and that translates out to your work on the ice or on the field. And that's the hope for Jordan. But we know this. He's had the opportunity the last couple of years to make some changes. Easier said than done. Certainly hard midstream in the season. And we've had this conversation. I've had this conversation with others. Like, right now, when it comes to Jordan Walker, I don't think that we visually will see a bunch of like huge overhaul swing changes, right? There's going to be some little things with the way that he's loading up and trying to stay back, get off of his front foot. There'll be things like that. But I think that one of the biggest things that you could hope to see from Jordan Walker is going to be his swing decisions. Does he have a great idea of how he's going to be approached? Can he pull the trigger when somebody's going in that red zone? I always or the green zone. I always talk to like young kids, because kids play all these video games, and like you guys play all these video games. I know you do. And there'll be the show. You got your green zones that you go to. Those are the ones that you light up. I always tell like young hitters, like, hey, what's your green zone? Like, what is that one that if it's there, you're going to go? For Jordan, that green zone is, for like a lot of hitters, it's middle in, especially with a fastball. He's got to be able to jump those early in counts if somebody makes a mistake. If somebody dots down and away, instead of rolling over, even if it's a hard roll over to the left side, sometimes early in a count, you got to tip your cap. I say, okay, he made a good pitch right there. Will he make another one? Because big league pitchers, while they make fewer mistakes than minor league pitchers for sure, they will still make some. So, like, the big key for Jordan is the swing decisions and then taking advantage of some of the mistakes that these pitchers make. But I really root for him, and I root for him not only because I like him, but because we all know what the success of Jordan Walker slugging means for this ball club. If he can do that, all of a sudden you got a chance to score some runs.
Brad Thompson joins us right now in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. BT, one of the things that we're completely unsure about, and we've been, just kind of honest about it, is the bullpen. Can you give us a breakdown of the bullpen? What can we expect heading into tomorrow?
So it's as far as how it's all going to lay out at the back of the game, we're going to find out. I think it is going to be one of those situations where Ollie and Dusty Blake are going to look at matchups, right? Look at the lane. If you got a lane with a bunch of lefties coming up or a couple of lefties and a righty, I think that you'll probably end up seeing JoJo at the back of the game. But it's also nice if you got a lane where it's a couple of right-handers, you feel very comfortable with Riley O'Brien and Matt Swanson, or the veteran Ryan Stanek. To me, that is one of it will sort out at some point. And I know that this has been more of an old school talking point, but like guys need to know their roles, right? Like in a bullpen, need to know who the closer, need to know who the setup guy is. Look around baseball, other than a handful of teams that have these lockdown closers that they're paying a crazy amount of money to, there's a little bit more fluidity at the back end of bullpens nowadays than there had been traditionally. And for the Cardinals, I think that's a good thing. I think they've got some very capable arms who have proven that they can pitch late in games. JoJo stepped up huge a year ago. I mean, he put up some monster numbers. I think Riley O'Brien finally started to trust himself, which is crazy to say that about a guy that throws 100 miles an hour with super sync on it. But he pitched before tentatively, and last year he finally got to the point where he was letting it rip. So I don't know exactly what it's going to set up like. I can't tell you the ninth inning tomorrow, and it's the top of the order against the Rays, exactly what it looks like. But I know that I personally, with a group of guys, feel confident in the back end of that pen, however it stacks up. And it's really nice to be a manager or a pitching coach that picks up that phone and doesn't have to think, okay, all right, can't go Thompson here.
I would
go? Or pick a name, any name, right? It doesn't matter. I was just throwing that out there. A lot of good options on the pen. To me, that's actually the group that I feel the most confident in.
So, BT, last one I got for you here is I'm not sure that we saw it coming. Maybe you did. You heard some rumblings. Obviously, you're around the team a lot more. But looks like Herrera going to be catching again. You know, what do we think that looks like as far as like number of starts as a catcher, and how long do you think that leash is for Herrera if things don't go exactly the way they're supposed to?
Yeah, so it's a great question. It really is one of the most fascinating ones when you look at this club, because it is not a normal thing to be carrying 3 catchers, and that's what they're doing with Herrera, Pages, and then Joel Pozo. So I think that a lot of it, to answer the leash question, there's a couple things that go into it. One is the health of the player, right? If Ivan Herrera, if the knees are okay, if the elbow's okay, obviously that will help that shelf life a little bit behind the plate. But then the next part of it is, what does it look like back there? Because you've got a pretty darn young pitching staff, and it helps when you have a young pitching staff, helps have a catcher that can help you walk through these things. Now, this is a part of the game that Ivan Herrera has been putting in diligent work with, but he's still not to the level, at least in my eyes, of like game calling and preparation as Pages is. Like Pedro Pages just kind of has that part of it figured out, certainly doesn't have the hit tool talent that Ivan Herrera does. So it's going to be a balancing act behind the plate of how he's feeling, how he's game planning, how he's preparing, and then what it looks like with the staff. The reason that they don't want him to DH all the time is, first of all, he's young, right? You just don't want to plug a young guy into that spot. He's 25 years old. And you want to be able to use that spot to bounce it around, give some other guys a day off. And if you can have a catcher that can swing it a bit, like, it's a really big advantage. But it is, to me, I think it's a great question, because it's one of the bigger talking points this season of how many reps is he going to get back there? How does he look? Is he throwing guys out? I know that's not like the biggest thing in baseball nowadays. To me, still having some arm talent behind the plate is big. He has struggled with that the last couple of years. And in total fairness to him, he's also struggled with pain over the last couple of years. That's why he had the elbow cleanup this offseason. So all of these things are going to come together to see what that rope really looks like for him behind the plate.
BT, great stuff as always, man. Love having you on the show, especially during baseball season, and we'll talk to you again next week. Enjoy tomorrow.
Anthony, I cannot wait. I'm so glad you're back from Florida. Did you take any long laps in a short pool this year?
No, sir. No, didn't even enter any pools. I figured, you know what, you can't get hurt and blast your face when you don't actually go into the pool.
That a baby. Hey, live and learn. That's what we all do.
Yeah, darn right. Yeah, appreciate you bringing that up. Thank you.
No problem. Anytime. See you, gentlemen.
See you, brother. That's our guy, Brad Thompson, here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN.
Long laps in the short.
Look, you make one mistake when you're drunk. Things happen.
Yeah,
people
that was the
don't
one
forget.
mistake in that moment.
Well, yeah, true. Yeah, people don't forget. Sports Six-Pack Part 1 is coming up. 314-399-9646 of the Air Comfort Service text line. So if you got any questions for us, send it in. And we'll answer them next in our Sports Six-Pack.
With over 2 decades of family ownership and operation, E&B Granite is St. Louis's trusted name when it comes time for renovations for your kitchen, your bathroom, or your outdoor spaces. I can tell you this, E&B Granite, they offer an extensive selection of custom countertops, cabinets, and flooring, and they cater to all tastes and all different budgets that you've got out there. How do I know this? Because I had my kitchen redone. Not too long ago, E&B Granite went down to their showroom at 6135 Manchester Avenue. I walked in. I talked to the in-house design staff because I don't know what the heck I'm doing with my kitchen, but they helped me tremendously. Went to the back and was able to pick out the actual countertop and backsplash that I wanted. The cabinets, the flooring, everything was done perfectly by the technicians. I absolutely loved the end result. It looked like it belonged in a magazine, and they're going to do that for everybody, not just me. Their work is impeccable. They are the best in the business for a reason. That's why they're always my first call. And you can call them too. Tell them Jamie Rivers sent you in. That number is 314-645-9300. Again, that's 314-645-9300, or you can always visit them at enbgranite.com.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
Refreshed by Urban Chestnut. Urban Chestnut Swickle Light Premium Light Beer. Live your lifestyle, St. Louis.
It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Time for the Sports Six Pack, Part 1. Got any questions, you can send them into the Air Comfort Service text line at 314-399-9646. Marsh, question 1, please.
Question number 1.
All right, from the 636, how good of a season would Andre Palante need to have for us to trust him long term?
Wow. So you're looking for some stats, I guess, some projected stats.
Is it stats? Is it vibes? What are you basing that off of?
One, he's got to be able to have. He's got to eat innings. So he threw 162 last year. He's got to be somebody that's obviously throwing, closer to 200.
What were we talking about?
Andre Palante. And I would say, an ERA that's I mean, we're talking about Palante here, so an ERA that's closer to 4 than 4.5. I don't know what else. You know, he can't get ripped.
No.
And he can't be a 5 and dive guy, even as a number 5.
He's actually got to be more of a 6 or 7 inning like guy for me. 6, 7. I do. I feel like he has to be. Because he doesn't throw heat. He should be able to pitch deeper into games. Like he's not a flamethrower.
Is this just a fait accompli with Andre Palante in that we just all expect he's going to be replaced at some point?
Yeah.
And it doesn't necessarily matter what he does.
Actually, I shouldn't say that because I heard he added a pitch to his arsenal this offseason. I don't know what that means. I don't know if he's going to use it in regular season. Not sure how much he used it in spring training. I just heard somebody say it one day. He's added a pitch to his arsenal. Okay, great.
That's good.
I hope it is. I mean, I hope it's unbelievable. Listen, I like the guy because he's a battler. I got a soft spot for guys who are not guaranteed a spot on the roster, but find a way to keep battling every year to stay on and to get back to it. And so I really hope that he breaks through at some point to where he becomes an automatic, to where he's pitching so well. I just don't know.
Anthony knows.
I hate to say it.
Anthony, when he has that
Anthony
look,
doesn't like him at all.
Well, he has that look on his face, and he's like,
I want him
That's
to be.
what he said. That's what Anthony just told me with his
doesn't believe
eyes.
what I'm saying.
Well, no, he doesn't believe what you're saying.
You hope that the younger players within the organization are better than Andre Palante,
There
and
it
if
is.
they're not, then that is an issue separate of what Andre Palante does this season.
That's his job.
Marsh nailed it.
He has to. I mean,
Every year, that's the
every
job.
year. Like
Yes,
if you
but
don't
what he's
perform
saying,
well,
what the young man is
you
saying
lose your
is
job.
you hope that a Cardinals, one of these guys, Liam Doyle.
see, that's the part I don't.
They pitch so well that I cannot keep this guy down, and Palante's sitting there with a 4.5 ERA.
What if Palante pitches well, and then you gotta. That's another problem you have. It's a good problem to have. You got to find somebody else to replace.
I think it's hard for me to trust Andre Palante either way because it seems like every other year he's good, and then the other year he's bad. It's
There's a lot
up
of
and
guys
down.
like that, though.
Up and down. Can you trust those guys?
Nah, but they keep pitching.
For what teams, though?
Different teams every other year.
They always have a job. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but we're talking about the Cardinals, so I get what you're saying.
Question, please.
Question number 2.
From the 314, during the Blues game last night, there was a match penalty. Was wondering if you could explain what a match penalty is.
Well, like when Dubois got kicked out? I guess that's what they got.
Yeah.
Well, a match penalty is basically like a game misconduct. You commit a foul or a penalty that they deem to be violent. Therefore, you're given, or it's such a bad, like if you spit in someone's face, that's a match penalty. It carries an automatic review for suspension. A game misconduct is just kicked out of the game. So like Pierre-Luc Dubois last night, a match penalty. It was submitted to the league. They deemed it unnecessary for further punishment, but they had to evaluate it.
Got it.
So, and I didn't think... Listen, I love the Blues and Robert Thomas. He threw him to the ice. It's not like he jumped up, grabbed him by the back of the head, and smashed his face into the ice.
Right.
Robert Thomas had cut him off, and he grabbed him and just sort of threw him backwards. The result was not good. He did not like the result of it. But I don't think Pierre-Luc Dubois was trying to smash his face off the ice. So that's why I think the league said he served his time. 5-minute penalty to get tossed out of the game.
You can go get him now.
You can go get him now. But, yeah. Those are my thoughts.
Question number 3.
All righty. From the 217, I'm a young pup and was barely alive for the last MLB lockout. Can you explain how the potential upcoming lockout differs from that one, or if there are any similarities? And what % chance of a lockout would you give, would you ballpark right now?
So the lockout during COVID, that whole thing? Remember that lockout right before?
Oh, I think he's telling me. He said he's too young to remember.
Well, that's why I'm trying to put it
Probably
together.
the mid-90s one.
Oh, okay. That was a strike.
That was a strike.
Yeah.
That was a player's strike.
That's when the my Montreal Expos got jobbed.
Yeah, they were the best team in baseball.
Best team in baseball.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yep. What specifically do they want to know?
Differences, similarities
between 94 and here.
A lot more money.
Yeah.
Now.
This would be I would think this would be an owner's driven thing too, which would be a lockout as opposed to
exactly
a strike by the players. So that's the difference. The owners would be the ones locking out the players as opposed to the players going on strike. I think it's going to be nasty. I don't think the owners have good backing when it comes to, their reasons for a salary cap, unless they're going to introduce a salary floor as well. I think they'll eventually just cater on each side, and not much will change, and they'll just kind of agree to. Because I don't know what the owners are willing to give the players. When the NFL had its lockout, the NFL was trying to use the TV money as leverage until an individual arbitrator came in and said you can't do that.
It's illegal.
A judge said you can't use the TV money because you're going to pay yourself no matter what.
Yeah.
Whether they play or not, you're going to pay yourself. You can't use that money.
And the owners were like, we don't need to play.
The owners like, oh, okay. So they went back to the table, and a lot of things were agreed upon,
correct,
including shorter practice times, or at least the windows to practice were shorter.
Less pads,
all
practice.
that. And some, eventually they negotiated in like 3 preseason games and added regular season games. So there's usually something that both sides want. I don't know what the players want outside of just to keep everything the way it is. So I think that's where the real rub's going to be between the two sides. We'll see. Part 2 of the Sports Six Pack is next. 314-399-9646, the Air Comfort Service text line. We'll get to a few more before Logan Mailloux joins us at 3:45.
This baseball season, FanDuel is letting you choose your own reward for opening week. Betting customizations that transform how you experience the game. Make your choice, and the reward will be ready to use on your next MLB bet. FanDuel is the home of home runs, and tonight it kicks off the New York Yankees taking on the San Francisco Giants. You got Aaron Judge, Cody Bellinger, Rafael Devers, some really good players out there. If you like the Yankees, take them on the money line. Maybe you want to take the over and run score. It's going to be a lot of home runs hit this year. Going to be a great time. So you ready to play your game? Just head to FanDuel.com/local to choose your reward for MLB's opening week. FanDuel, official partner of Major League Baseball. Must be 21 plus and present in Missouri. Opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. The Blues took down the Washington Capitals last night by a final score of 3-0. They'll go up against the San Jose Sharks tomorrow. Pregame starts at 6 o'clock. Puck drop is at 7. In less than 10 minutes, we're going to talk with Logan Mailloux. But before we get to the Blues defenseman, we have to answer some questions. We have part 2 of our six-pack coming up next. So get your questions into the Air Comfort Service text line, 314-399-9646. Part 2 of the six-pack is next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is brought to you by Universal Windows Direct.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question. Answer the question.
Answer me!
Refreshed by Urban Chestnut. Urban Chestnut Swickle Light Premium Light Beer. Live your lifestyle, St. Louis.
Part 2 of our sports six-pack is right now. So get a question, 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line. Marshy, question 4, please.
Question number 4.
From the 314, do you think Jordan Binnington would accept the role as a backup going into next season?
It's a tough one. I have thought about this. You guys know I've even brought it up. Would he possibly consider being what Marc-Andre Fleury was at the end with the Minnesota Wild, where he was the backup goalie, but an incredible backup goalie, great team guy, all of those things. But Marc-Andre Fleury was also a lot older at that point. It was like 37, 38, 39. Like, he was right there. Jordan Binnington is not. Jordan Binnington is a competitor. Not that Marc-Andre Fleury wasn't, because obviously he is and was. Going to be a Hall of Famer. It's pretty good. I don't know. I just don't know. It's going to be whatever Jordan Binnington and his wife want to do. They have a young child. It depends where Army or Steen or the Blues are able to trade him. If they do, as far as like this offseason, he will have a 14-team no-trade list. So they will have to adhere to that. And where do they send him? What does it look like? Is he going to a good team, a contending team? Does Jordan Binnington want to be the number one on a terrible team in a bad city, in a bad organization? I'm not saying that happened, but all of this could happen. Or he could go to a great team that all they need is a goalie, and he puts them over the top, and he loves his time in wherever. Those things do happen. Like Brendan Shanahan. He was a St. Louis Blue. The trade for Pronger, he went to the Hartford Whalers. He was like, I never was a Whaler. Never felt like I was a Hartford Whaler. Then he went to the Detroit Red Wings, and when I got to Detroit, he goes, I'm a Detroit Red Wing. Like, I'm no longer a St. Louis, like I'm a Red Wing, because this is where, like, I belong. So maybe Jordan Binnington finds his version of that, where he becomes the goalie for team X, Y, or Z, and they win a cup or have a deep run, and he becomes the man in that city too, and life is great. There are a lot of variables that are going to go into that. So I don't think Jordan Binnington is quite ready for that, but who knows? He might just say, you know what, I want to stay in St. Louis. I love it here, and I want to play until the day they put a statue outside the Enterprise Center.
Question number 5.
So we got a few text messages going back to when we were talking about Andre Palante saying, okay, maybe someone plays good enough and that will essentially make Andre Palante have to find a different role. Yeah. The 386 texted in, I don't know how it matters how well they're doing down in AAA anymore. Not after Velasquez got sent down. It is what it is. Was that decision, does that play into something further down the line with this group in the front office? Do you see any correlation there that, okay, maybe they won't bring somebody up because of what we just witnessed for the opening day roster?
So let me get this straight, with the implication being that Velasquez was screwed over. It doesn't matter how well you're doing. Good? So that's the implication. Crazy.
Doesn't matter how well you're playing.
He got screwed over. Guys, they knew about his power. That's why they signed him. They weren't shocked that he had power. They want him to cut down on the strikeouts. he also has options. Fermin did not. And Fermin, Jamie brought this up yesterday. People think that Jose Fermin is the second coming of Taylor Motter. He's not.
No.
He's a pretty good player. I don't think that they're trying to screw over Velasquez. If he performs well in the minors, they'll probably be up pretty quickly. But he was a flyer. He's a one-year flyer. It's not like they had this huge investment in him.
And he's just starting down there.
And it was spring training.
Like, who knows? He might be back up.
He might be back in 2 weeks.
You just don't know, man.
So, no, I don't think there's something else going on here where it's like, that doesn't matter what these guys do. They're going to get screwed over anyways. This is like the fifth wide receiver having a good training camp.
Yeah,
what are they doing?
I kind of
There's
feel
a reason
like
why he's a fifth wide receiver.
One of my favorite players a few years ago, I had to talk to Jamie Rivers. Texted Jamie Barry Rivers about this individual. I'm like, why is he not getting a chance, man? This kid, he might be really good. And Jamie said, yeah, he's good-ish. He's okay. Like, but he's not, And that guy was Callie Rosen. I was excited about Callie, man. I was like, hey, let's put him on the power play. Give him a chance.
You were calling him Chosen Rosen.
Yeah. Yeah. I was ready.
There's a
I
reason.
said, hey, man, what's... And so we probably, sometimes you get really excited, as you said, about a player's spring training or preseason, but you have more of a body of work as to who this player is and what he's done.
Yeah.
And so, it is, you are where you are.
Yeah.
And he is where he is.
For now.
And he may get a chance, and maybe he comes up and he shines. And maybe he doesn't, right, Anthony?
That's right.
Maybe he doesn't shine.
He might shine.
He might, or he might not.
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. That's Carey Davis. It's Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. We're going to talk to Logan Mailloux next. Talk to him about his maturation here over the last couple of months and what we're seeing now compared to what we saw in the start of the season. Logan Mailloux next in the Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Basketball season is in full tilt right now. I love watching the NCAA tournament. Sure, you do too. NBA's rolling along as well. Here's why I like playing at Underdog. It's because you can get paid off for great hunches. If you have a hunch about a player in one of the upcoming Sweet 16 matchups or a couple of players based on their matchups, just go to Underdog, choose whether or not that player is going to go higher or lower in points, assists, steals. You could choose even fantasy points if you want when it comes to that certain player. NBA works the same way. Just go to Underdog. Let's say you hate a matchup, for example. Choose lower on that player's points or rebounds or steals. You get paid off for your hunches, so you can stop telling your buddies, hey, look, I knew this guy was going to have a great game. Hey, did you get paid off for it? If not, go to Underdog, download the app today. Use my promo code when they ask for it at sign up. Just type in my first name, Anthony, and you're going to score $50 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. So again, don't forget that promo code, Anthony, at sign up. Underdog, make plays, win money. Must be 18 or older in present Missouri. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms. _DFS_.html for details concerned with your play. Call 1-800-MY-RESET or visit www.ncbgambling.org. Fastlane on 101 ESPN with Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Well, when the trade was made initially for Logan Mailloux, Logan joined us. And now he joins us again via the Callier and Thompson show. Friend of the show now. Yeah, second appearance for Logan Mailloux, Blues defenseman. How you doing, Logan?
Good. How you boys doing?
We're good, buddy. We're good. So, Maisie, let's go back to when you first got to St. Louis. Obviously, super excited. We talked to you. I mean, a lot of things to be happy about. But then, look, the season didn't start the way you or the team wanted it. So I think it's good for our listeners to know, you know, some of the things you went through and how you got through them.
Yeah, I mean, I think you kind of said it best there. It was definitely, I came in with some high expectations, kind of personally and team-wise, and I think, like you said, I mean, they didn't really pan out at the start of the year, so I think I was kind of struggling a bit, definitely to find my game, and I felt like it kept kind of snowballing and just getting worse and worse for a bit, personally, so... I kind of got a little bit of a reset when I went down to Springfield for a bit, I think, and then just been trying to kind of build my game throughout the year. And I think, I mean, after the Olympic break, I mean, even before that, I think as a team we were playing a lot better hockey. I think we were giving giving ourselves a chance to win a lot of those games. And then kind of since the Olympics, I felt like we've been a different team, and it's been fun to be around.
That's a lot of fun to watch. Now, when you're going through some of those, we'll call them speed bumps. By the way, all young defensemen go through this, and you know, for you, wasn't anything abnormal. Just it felt like, I'm sure you felt like at times you're on an island, but. Who are some of the people that helped you through that? Whether it was just coaching, talking, you know, bouncing ideas off of, or just somebody you talk to on a regular basis that kind of help you through that and help you realize that, you know, this is probably just a very short-term thing.
Yeah, I think, I mean, there's so many people kind of I can name. I feel like, especially around here in St. Louis, we have unreal alumni, as you guys all know. So a couple of the old Blues players, I had Prongs reached out to me and talked to me for a bit. And, I mean, I was talking with Al McInnes a lot as well. And I know Rob Ramage really well, too. Me and him go back years now. So those are kind of some of the guys outside of the team. But Al's not outside of the team now. But then I think just being able to be around the guys like Colton Parayko and playing with Cam Fowler most of the year, and we had Justin Falk as well. Just kind of being able to go into work every day and learn from those guys and be able to pick their brain and stuff. And I think that definitely helped me.
Logan, you mentioned a couple of Hall of Famers that you've had an opportunity to speak to. Have you had a moment on the ice where maybe you've been in awe of a future Hall of Famer? You playing against Alexander Ovechkin or going against Sidney Crosby. Did you have a moment? Because I know I did. My first rookie mini camp, I was looking around like, oh, my goodness, this is pretty amazing. Have you had that moment where you're just take a beat and look at who you're playing against and kind of in shock and in awe?
Yeah, I think definitely Crosby was a big one for me. I think when we played against him earlier this year in Pittsburgh, I thought that was pretty cool. I was a Penguins fan growing up, actually, as a kid, so he was definitely somebody I looked up to. So being able to play against him was pretty cool. And then, yeah, I mean, playing against Ovi, I mean, he scored a record-breaking goal against us earlier this year in Washington, too. So I think those two guys are some of the main ones for sure.
Logan Mailloux, Blues defenseman, join us right now on the Fastlane on 101 ESPN. What has it been like to have Philip Broberg as a partner, and have you felt like you've got a natural chemistry with him?
Yeah, I think so. I think we've been playing together kind of since the Olympics now, or just after that type of thing. But I feel like we've been reading off each other really well. I feel like we both kind of like to help facilitate a bit of offense, but yeah, I feel like he's been good. I mean, he's such a good skater and he's such a good player that easy to play with. But I definitely think we've had some chemistry for sure.
Logan, you're averaging over 20 minutes a game here since the Olympic break. You talked about playing with Philip Broberg and whatnot, but it's got to be a lot easier for you when you're out there, when you know you're going every second or third shift, you know the power play comes, you're one of the guys that's going over the boards. It's got to be a lot easier for you confidence-wise, knowing that you're going to play, and then the results have spoken for themselves. You're playing awesome. You're making great plays. You're active in the offensive zone. It just feels and looks like you're way more comfortable and that you're really close to what you want your game to look like.
Yeah, well, thank you. First of all, I appreciate that for sure. But, yeah, I think you kind of nailed it on the head, just kind of knowing that you're going to be going back out there. It's big for your confidence, I feel like, especially playing more minutes. I think you guys know, and if you ask most guys, if you're playing under 10 minutes a night or something like that, it's kind of tough to stay in the game sometimes or get into games even, compared to if you're going, like you said, every few shifts. So I think, I'm definitely just trying to kind of take it as it comes and keep getting better and better.
As far as the work that goes on off the ice, how has that changed for you? I know I'm talking in the weight room because you're in good shape and you showed up in great shape, so that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about just some of the video work and the talking with the coaches and even your partner, because you guys now, like night in and night out, you're getting the top lines, first line or second line on a nightly basis. And some of those guys are pretty good. I don't even know if you know this, but that McDavid guy's pretty good. And so you guys are getting those types of players on a nightly basis. What's been different from a preparation standpoint?
Yeah, I think. Obviously you got to know when you're out there against those guys. But yeah, we've been getting some good matchups, and I think that's good for us. We like the challenge, of being able to go up against those guys and hopefully shut them down as we can and kind of make them defend. I feel like that's one of the main things when you're playing against some of the best players in the world, is that they want the puck on their stick and they want time and space to make plays. So if we can kind of go into that thinking that we're going to try and limit that, and I feel like that's a kind of a talking point for us for sure.
Logan, you all are 9-2-2 since the return from the Olympic break. What do you feel like really made the shift in this team when you all came back?
I feel like, kind of like I said, I think we were building towards this a little bit before the break as well. Like there's some games, a handful of games we kind of lost in the last minute and stuff like that, and we gave ourselves a chance to win, and it just didn't end up going our way. But I feel like we've been kind of building for a little bit now, but just kind of being able to have everyone contribute has been big as well. Obviously, we've had some of our top dogs who've been scoring for sure, but just kind of having everybody contribute has definitely been a big thing.
Logan, you and Broby aren't always on the ice with Robert Thomas, Holloway, and Snuggie, but you do get out there a lot with them. How much fun is it playing hockey when you five guys are out there, especially in the offensive zone, when you guys are buzzing around all over the place? It's got to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's you nailed it. It's definitely fun being able to go out there with guys like that, compete with guys like that, and they're so high end that they make plays and they'll just find you if you're in the right area. So especially that line up front with Probes, I think it's fun to be out there for sure.
Logan, we appreciate your time today. Keep rolling, man. We've enjoyed watching you play, and hopefully you'll come back on with us Knuckleheads again at some point.
No, thank you guys very much. I appreciate it, and take care. We'll chat soon.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Logan.
Appreciate it.
All right, take care, guys. Bye.
See ya. That's Blues defenseman Logan Mailloux here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Boy, what a difference things have made for Logan Maillough. But Jamie had said it in the start. Man. Yeah, it takes time, especially for defensemen. You had mentioned that.
Yeah.
Chris Pronger had mentioned that.
Yeah, it's. Yeah, what I know. Carey, it's a good thing you brought that up. No,
glad you asked.
I had a soft spot for this kid early on because he was coming in a I would call it a difficult situation. A popular, successful player was leaving, young, and he was unknown to this market. And so right away, you're going to judge. And I didn't think that was fair. I saw the upside. I saw the skating ability, the puck handling ability, the way he could handle and the hockey IQ. It just wasn't all coming together early, but it wasn't for anybody. Mm-hmm. So it was like the double whammy for him. New team, new system, new everything, and the team wasn't consistent. So now when your forwards aren't consistent, you don't have good offensive zone time, you're playing a lot of defense, and then you're playing against top. It was a recipe for, I don't say disaster, but for not failure, but let's just say adversity.
Sure.
It was a recipe for adversity. And then to see a young player go away, go down to Springfield, took it like a man, played a lot down there, came back up, and ever since that moment, his play has continued to ascend. I like that. To me, that tells me more about the player's character than his actual physical ability.
Mm-hmm. I agree. All right, Gauntlet is next here on 101 ESPN.
For Warriors, 4 categories, 1 challenger. Can you survive the gauntlet?
Brought to you by Blue Note Roofing. Roofing, siding, and gutters. Visit BlueNoteRoofingSTL.com for a free inspection.
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. We welcome on Corey into the Gauntlet. What's up, Corey?
Oh, not a whole lot. How are you guys?
We're doing great. Appreciate you joining us today. Would you like to take on for your first Gauntlet experience? Marsh, CD, Jamie, or me?
I guess since Jamie technically got me on this, I got to take on him.
Oh, baby.
Oh, now, Jamie, you met Corey.
I did. We were at the Arnold Home Show. It was a great event, great people there. And Corey came up to me, said he's a avid listener to the show, which is always great. We appreciate that. And he says, "Hey, man, how can I get on the Gauntlet?" I was like, "Well," I said, "you have to come up with a really creative nickname so that when Marshy sees it, we can identify who it is." Mm-hmm. And he goes, "Yeah, Savage Load." I go, "You win."
Yep, there it is.
There you go.
Right.
So,
and I saw it on the text line, and it worked.
and here we go. So, all right, Corey, good luck, man.
Yeah, you too.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, so Jamie's going to make his way into the cone of silence right now. Corey, you're going to tell Marsh to spin that wheel.
You go ahead and spin the wheel, Marshy.
All right, Corey, what are you hoping for? What category?
I guess football or hockey.
Okay. Even against Jamie, you don't mind the hockey?
Right.
Okay. What do we got, Marsh?
We have random.
Oh.
Completely random.
Oh, okay. Well,
Good,
you're
I
going
took the wheel.
All right, so you, thank you, Marsh, are going to get 4 random questions today. Each one is worth 2 points. If you ask for the options, those questions become worth 1 point. Are you ready, Corey?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Who has hosted The Masked Singer since it began in 2019?
I'm going to need the options.
Nick Cannon, Donnie Wahlberg, or Joel McHale?
Nick Cannon.
Final answer?
Sure.
Is the finals?
Yeah.
Question number 2. This former chief of staff to Vice President Dick Cheney was convicted in 2007 of lying to FBI investigators and of obstruction of justice.
Yeah, go ahead and give me the options.
All right, no problem. Is it Tom Daley, Robert Menendez, or Scooter Libby?
The first one.
Daley, final answer?
Final answer. Yep.
Question number 3. According to legend, an Italian innkeeper created tortellini after peeking through a keyhole and seeing this goddess navel.
Oh. Athena. Final answer.
All right. Last question, Corey. In bowling, what does the term ham bone mean? In bowling, what does the term ham bone mean?
Oh, I'm a bowler, and I've never heard of that term. Go ahead and give me the options.
Is it 4 consecutive strikes, back-to-back gutter balls, or a 5-7-10 split?
Back-to-back gutter balls.
Final answer?
Final answer.
Okay. Let's bring back Jamie Rivers from the Cone of Silence. Corey, how you feeling?
Yep, I'm feeling.
All right, Jamie's back from the Cone of Silence right now.
I'm not laughing at you.
Lots of heavy laughter here. I don't know what the hell's going on around here, you know? Savage Load telling jokes or what?
Yeah, he told me.
Yeah. All right, Jamie.
Yeah.
Your category today is random.
Oh, yes!
Pack a lunch.
No.
Question 1.
Yeah.
Who has hosted The Masked Singer since it began in 2019?
Is it Nick Cannon? Masked Singer. I'll know it when I hear it. Give me the options, please.
Nick Cannon, Donnie Wahlberg, or Joel McHale?
Yeah, it's Nick Cannon, final answer. Son of a...
Question number 2. This former chief of staff to Vice President Dick Cheney was convicted in 2007 of lying to FBI investigators and obstruction of justice.
Options.
Tom Daley, Robert Menendez, or Scooter Libby?
Tom Daley, final answer.
Question number 3. According to legend, an Italian innkeeper created tortellini after peeking through a keyhole and seeing this goddess navel.
That sounds pretty creepy, quite honestly. If any kids are listening, please don't do this. Okay? I don't
invent pasta.
Should have had you read this one, Anthony.
Yeah. Okay, can I hear it again, please? I'm so lost.
Of course. According to legend, an Italian innkeeper created tortellini after peeking through a keyhole and seeing this goddess's navel.
Yeah, the options, please.
Options are Aphrodite, Venus, or Helena.
I feel like it's got to be Venus. Just going to say it. Final answer.
Final question, Jamie. In bowling, what does the term ham bone mean?
I think I know, but give me the options.
4 consecutive strikes, back-to-back gutter balls, or a 5-7-10 split?
Yeah, I don't really know. So I'll go 5. So 7, 10, 5. Like a ham bone. So 5, 7, 10. The split. Final answer.
All right. Let's go over these. Corey versus Jamie. Who has hosted The Masked Singer since it began in 2019? Jamie selected the options. He went Nick Cannon. Corey also said Nick Cannon. Correct answer is
Nick Cannon.
You both needed the options. We have a 1-1 tie. This former chief of staff to Vice President Dick Cheney was convicted in 2007 of lying to FBI investigators and obstruction of justice. You both said Tom Daley. Correct answer is
it's Scooter Libby.
Old Scooter Libby.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Got a 1-1 tie still. According to legend, an Italian innkeeper created tortellini after peeking through a keyhole and seeing this goddess's navel. Corey, without the options, said Athena. With the options, Jamie landed on Venus. Correct answer is
it's Venus.
Nice job. So Jamie takes a 2-1 lead. Comes down to this. Corey, the bowler.
Oh, no.
In bowling, what does the term ham bone mean? Jamie heard all the options. He said a 5-7-10 split. 5-7-10 kind of looks like a ham bone. I'm gonna go that route.
Yeah, it's probably double gutter balls.
So his answer was a 5-7-10 split. Corey said back-to-back gutter balls.
Son of
a. If it's back-to-back gutter balls, we're going to a walk-off.
Wait.
If it's a 5-7-10 split or 4 consecutive strikes, Jamie wins. Corey.
You have chosen poorly.
You lose. Well, in fairness, Corey said, I'm a bowler, and I don't even know that. Correct answer is...
It's the 4 consecutive strikes.
4 consecutive strikes apparently is called a ham bone.
I knew the 3 is a
That
turkey.
is a 4-bagger. I've never heard it called a ham bone.
Me neither.
Sorry,
That's
Corey.
terrible. We got jobbed.
You can protest if you'd like. We don't have a complaints department, but you can certainly talk to it.
Well, it was fun anyway.
Well, thanks for playing, man. Thanks for listening.
All right.
Great meeting you the other day, Corey. Take care, buddy.
Yep, you too.
Right.
Thank you.
Bye.
Jamie, nice job. 2-1 victory today.
Good job,
I
Jamie.
love the insight because our favorite player, Hambone Williams, the reason why he got that name is because there was one time he was up at the plate, and typically in baseball you get 3 strikes and you're out. But for whatever reason, it was like a Mizzou moment where he actually got 4 strikes, and then he was out. They started calling him Hambone Williams.
That's exactly right, Marsh.
I could have used you earlier.
I'm so glad that you tied all that together, providing history lesson after history lesson here.
Stats and facts, Anthony.
Stats and facts. Nice job. Hambone Williams, 4 consecutive strikes. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. What do the position players for the Cardinals need to accomplish this MLB season? We talked about the pitchers earlier. We'll talk about the position players next here on 101 ESPN.
Protect your property from those pesky little critters with my friends over at Amco Ranger. They've got their pest control for everything, whether it's termites, ants, bees, moles, you name it. They are taking care of it. I was just on the phone today with Amco Ranger booking my first appointment for next week. They're going to come out and take a look at the entire property. I've got moles in the back and ants around the pool. They're going to make sure that they get the garage and the basement too. And for them, it's year-long treatments. You don't give a chance for all these pests to get a little bit of a breather out there. No, they take care of it all the time for the entire year. And it's a family-owned business, and customer service is at the forefront of what they do. I got a chance to sit down with them at their office. It's pretty impressive, man. Everybody's working together. They cover the entire St. Louis metropolitan area as well as St. Charles. So give them a call. Get them out to your place. They'll give you a bid, and their customer service, guys, is absolutely fantastic. Do an amazing job. They're A+, BBB rated, and all of their employees are extremely well trained and licensed, and they get background checks. So you're getting great people over to your house doing great things to protect your home. So please give them a call. Tell them Jamie Rivers sent you in. That number is 636-441-2847. That's 636-441-2847, or visit amcoranger.com.
show, we talked about what the pitching staff might need to accomplish for the Cardinals. Well, what about the position players with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers? I'm Anthony Stalter. The Cardinals offense, I think, if we just look at the offense here first, Marsh, I think that establishing an identity for your offense will be vastly important. Mm-hmm. And I think they've already taken the time, or at least they've already told us something with sending down Nelson Velasquez, because they sent him down in part because they prefer, at least this is what they're telling us with the roster, contact over power. Contact over power, and perhaps power that strikes out a lot. Now, Gorman also fits in that same category, but Gorman plays a more unique position that they don't have a ton of depth at compared to the outfield. They got some other options. So, is the identity for the Cardinals going to be a lot of contact, speed, win that way? So I think if we ask the question, what do the position players need to accomplish this MLB season for the Cardinals? First and foremost, establish some sort of identity. And you may think to yourself, well, why does identity matter in baseball? I think it matters in all sports, because it tells us and tells the coaching staff in the front office how we intend to win games, if we do lose games, it'll tell us why so that we can address it. So I think when it comes to this Cardinals, like just the position player overall, I think establishing an offensive identity, whatever it may be, is important.
Do you think that falls on the players or the roster construction?
Roster construction.
So then the identity kind of lays on the shoulders of Chaim Bloom.
Yes.
So just to clarify it, because
it's his vision
in
for this
baseball in
roster.
particular, like it's not like each player can conform to the identity. If the identity is put the ball in play, but you got some big boppers,
right?
What are they going to do? Not hit home runs or not swing for the fences?
This would be like an MLB manager, to your point, saying, we want to be a speed team. Do you have guys that can steal bases? No, sir, we do not.
Yeah. So that would be problematic.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I want to see some of the defensive guys take strides offensively. So Victor Scott, Mason Wynn continue to ascend in that situation. Obviously, Jordan Walker, I'd like to see him kind of get out of the starting blocks. Would be nice. J.J. Weatherholt, I'm not going to say I have no expectations, but I'm not going to be like handcuffing J.J. Weatherholt. I expect this. Let's see what he can do first. His first major league season. He's barely been a pro in his young career. But for me, it's can the defensive guys give a little uptick offensively to this team?
Like that?
Mine's pretty simple. I need this team to be competitive, show flashes of competitiveness throughout the year, and ultimately, when the season is over, can they bring some semblance of hope to the fan base heading into 2027? Like right now, what the Blues are doing, I have a lot of hope for the future. Now, we had the same sort of thought process last year. The Blues weren't able to carry that over for a full season this season. But at the end of the year, the Blues are playing better hockey, and they're giving me some hope for the future. Can the Cardinals ultimately do that? A lot of people don't think this team is going to be good by any means, and I understand why. However, if this team can give us some hope, give us some hopium heading into the next season, heading into the offseason, that is ultimately what I want this team to accomplish. And I think it starts with the offense.
Okay. So for most, you're talking about too, that for most players, like you want to see hope from everyone.
Yes.
Or are you talking about certain players? Because does it matter if you see an uptick for Pedro Paez?
Not really.
Okay. So who are you talking about? I'm calling you out, Marshy.
Who do you think I'm talking about?
Jordan Walker.
Okay,
Jordan Walker.
In order, Jordan Walker.
He's number one.
Nolan Gorman.
I would actually...
J.J. Weatherholt.
I'd put J.J. Weatherholt up there.
All right.
I think people... I don't know how people necessarily feel about Nolan Gorman. Like, if he does do well, oh, that's great. Like, if he doesn't do well...
Still a bum.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe
we got Walker on this list?
Well, maybe people feel that way about Walker. I think
people are more down on Walker than they are Gorman.
But I do think Jordan Walker, the hype surrounding him, much greater than Nolan Gorman. That's just my opinion.
Wouldn't that be more disappointment then?
No, but that's why I want him, like, in terms of a pecking order of who I want to see succeed this year.
Gotcha.
Jordan Walker is, like, the poster child of that. Then it would be J.J. Weatherholt to make me excited about what this young player can do. So those two right there. My expectations, though, for J.J. Weatherholt, like you just said, I'm not...
Yeah, let's not bury the kid
let's
with
not expect him
high
to,
expectations.
Exactly. But I would like to see him play really well. And then Victor Scott would be on that list as well. And then
what about Herrera?
Herrera, I'd like to see him
as a catcher.
Yes, and
Well, if they're going to go down this road of the experiment of throwing him back behind the plate, like, wouldn't you want to see him succeed or have a level of success as a catcher and hitter?
Well, for sure, yeah. I think everybody would like to see that.
I don't know about Anthony.
Oh, I want to see it.
No, you don't.
I just don't expect it. There's a huge difference, Jamie.
I don't know, because when you say it the way you do, I don't believe you.
I want to see it.
See, Andrew, see that?
I just don't expect it.
You smell that too, don't you?
Yeah, it does smell a little weird.
Carey was having Brussels sprouts earlier. That's why.
Is that why he left here?
Yeah.
With Herrera, though, there are other players in the pipeline at the catching position where I'm not, like, under the mindset of, this guy needs to work. He needs to work as a catcher. If he doesn't work as a catcher, well, we know that he can hit. He can be the DH. That's fine. We have other guys in the system that will ultimately be catchers for this team in the future, so I'm not too hung up on that.
Okay. We also have other outfielders.
We do, yeah.
Which is nice. It's nice to have options.
It certainly is, Jamie. It certainly is. Yeah. All right, we got to get to Jim Montgomery.
Oh, Monty.
Blues head coach.
Remember the deep tease?
Deep tease earlier was last year at the Puck Cancer alumni game.
Yep.
There was a breakaway that I need to ask.
How did that go?
How did that go?
Yeah. Or just tell us about your breakaway last year.
Okay.
I don't remember.
I think you do. That's why you're setting this up to talk about
after
it.
what he set me up last week and what things I heard.
What did he say?
Well, he said, the whole bar is like, Riv! Yeah, okay. All right.
He was telling a story.
Was he?
By the way, tomorrow, 101 ESPN is going to be broadcasting live from inside Ballpark Village. Home opener finally here against the Rays, and we'll be set up just steps away, not us. We as in 101 ESPN. With TMA and BK and Ferrario coming to you live Thursday, tomorrow from Ballpark Village. Brought to you by Rawlings. Visit the Rawlings Experience in Westport Plaza for everything baseball, softball, and to be considered one of the finest in the fields. And by Budweiser. Cardinals fans, this Bud's for you. Remember to drink responsibly. We'll talk to Jim Montgomery next here on 101 ESPN. Hey, if your biggest concern when buying a vehicle is the monthly payment, well, Auto Centers Nissan is doing something this month that's worth paying attention to. Right now, buyers can get 0 payments for 6 months, 0 money down, and 0% APR for 60 months on select new Nissan models. You're talking about a powerful combination right there. And it's all happening at Auto Centers Nissan, where they have over 1,000 new and used vehicles in one massive location right off I-55 in Herculaneum, Missouri, minutes from South County. Easy drive if you're coming from the hillside. They're also clearing out remaining 2025 models with discounts up to $11,000 off MSRP. And when you go to AutoCentersNissan.com and you choose your vehicle, click the Claim My Buyer's Reward Bonus. There's a little button there that you can click, Claim My Buyer's Bonus, and you can get up to an additional $1,000 in savings. So again, if you're concerned about any sort of monthly payments, Auto Centers Nissan is absolutely hooking you up, but it's through the month of March, and that's it. Never know what the deal is going to be. I haven't seen a deal quite like this from Auto Centers in, I don't know if ever. So head out there this month. But this month is closing fast. Go out to Auto Centers Nissan. Over 1,000 vehicles, one location, Herculean, Missouri. Shop now at AutoCentersNissan.com.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. Your St. Louis Blues took down the Washington Capitals last night by a final score of 3-0, and we'll be joined by Blues head coach Jim Montgomery next to break down last night's win. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
Puck with the head coach of your St. Louis Blues, Jim Montgomery. Coach Monty is presented by Fisher Window and Door Store, offering quality American-made Marvin windows and doors. Visit their showrooms in Brentwood and East Alton, Illinois.
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, and Anthony Stalter. Let's head to the Collier and Thompson phone line. We're joined by our guy, Jim Montgomery of your St. Louis Blues. What's up, Monty?
Let's go, boys. Let's go. Look at this weather we're having.
Monty's fired up. So we got to start here, Monty. We'll get into the play of your team, but got to ask you, the Puck Cancer alumni game is on Friday, and Jamie did a little bit of a deep tease for us.
I did.
What? He wanted us to ask you, dating back to last year's game, what happened on a certain breakaway during the game?
Well, I think Riv gave me a breakaway.
I did.
Right? And I'm taking off. The fastest I've skated, and it probably was really slow. In my mind, it was really fast. And I tried to do my old howdy-do 52 skidoo move to the backhand, and I went ass over tea kettle right into the board, headed back first.
The whole game.
Oh, because of that, I haven't even been asked to play again this year.
The whole game paused because we literally thought Monty killed himself. Is he okay?
There's the head coach of the St. Louis Blues, possibly dead.
Oh, man.
Oh, the funny part was the players were there. And in our video the next day, they pulled it up as part of the pre-scout of whoever were playing against. They all had a good laugh.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's the best part about being in a locker room.
Did you have to remind them that you, in fact, did play in the NHL?
Well, they were very doubtful after they went.
Monty, obviously a lot of laughs right now, and there should be a lot of laughs around the Blues locker room. Guys should be feeling pretty good about the way things are going right now. You know, we have talked about it kind of ad nauseum, but you know, what's your take on the post-Olympic St. Louis Blues team?
Yeah, I mean, it's been fun to watch them take charge. You know, like we lose, you know, at the deadline, especially you lose character guys like Shen, who's meant so much to the Blues, and Falk. But, you know, the job that Parayko, Thomas, Broberg, and Jake Neighbors have done here, leading this team, the young guys, how they've really, their energy is kicked up and is just giving us a different flavor in the locker room, and how hard we're playing defensively and the execution of our top line and some of the plays we're making offensively. I mean, the goals haven't come like they probably should, but you see guys making the plays and handling pucks with confidence. It gets you really excited, along with the fact that our goaltenders have been insane here lately.
Coach, I'm watching your team, and I think that the team that you have now after post-Olympics, they're playing together. They're playing as a unit, and they're playing for one another. I think the clearest snapshot of that is a couple of games ago, Booch had a breakaway and passed it on to Carey for the empty net, and Carey was looking to do the same, return the favor last night. Are you seeing that from the guys just, you know, playing for one another and really being good teammates at this point?
Yeah, you know, you're seeing really smart changes. They're changing for each other, and they care about what they leave for the next line, not changing on the back check. They're changing when they're in the offensive zone. One guy's staying in the hunt so four guys can change. And then you're also seeing, like yesterday, you know, Wilson jumped and smothered Snuggerud. And then immediately 81 and 23 and 6 when running in there and 18. So that's what you want to see. You want, you know, it's the pack mentality of Wolves that we want.
Yeah, that had to be fun to watch, and maybe it's something that you've been hoping to have the team come together on. Speaking of Logan Mailloux, we talked to him earlier on in the show, Coach, and can you describe I don't even want to call it maturation, but just like the development that he has had since October to now? Like what can you put into words what he's been able to accomplish after kind of a slow start?
You know, what he's doing right now with the minutes he's been just thrown his way and how he's excelling, that's the player that we traded for, and that we didn't know when that he was going to blossom into that, because the defensive position is a lot harder than the forward position to be really good at early, because there's so much that goes into it. You have to defend so much. You have to make reads against the best forwards in the world. And he's just doing a phenomenal job right now, and it really makes our future look bright, and why Doug Armstrong went out and got him.
Monty, look, a lot of people like to talk about line combinations and players that are playing together, the chemistry and whatnot, but you've got something pretty special going on right now with Thomas, Snuggerud, and Holloway. Just two questions is, one, what were you thinking when you put them together for the first time? And two, why is it working so well?
Well, they fit the description of the prototypical dominant first line. You got the playmaking puck possession center. who can play at both ends of the ice real well. You got the sniper on the right wing, who can see the ice, but he's meant to shoot it and wants to shoot it. And then you got the power forward that is just this big physical player who has also elite skating and skill. So you put them together, and the three of them, because of the way they complement each other, it just makes for a pretty dominant line. And let's hope it just continues.
Coach, you mentioned the goaltending from Hofer and Bennington. What do you think really shifted in their play? They were struggling to start the season, but they've been playing lights out here lately. What have you seen from them that is causing them to play so well?
Well, there have been a couple of things. They're in a rhythm right now where they're seeing the puck really well and everything's sticking to them. And the other part is the rest of our team. Like our team defense has been vastly superior to what it was early in the year. They're getting predictable shots. They know where the shot should come from. They know the save that they should be making. Not worried about what's on the back door. Not worried about where someone's coming from because they know players are being boxed out.
Coach, a lot of young guys in your lineup since the trade deadline and whatnot. For you as a coaching staff, what are some of the challenges with all those young guys? And then what's some of the fun things about having a bunch of young guys that are so eager to play?
The challenges are getting them enough minutes because you want to try everybody in different situations, but it's nearly impossible with the amount of minutes that happen in a game, especially if there's a lot of special teams. You want to see put guys in situations where they got to take these zone faceoffs against top lines in the league. They're going to go head-to-head to start a game or a momentum goal right after a goal is scored for and against, and they're going out there against a Kopitar or a McDavid or a McKinnon, and you want to see how they handle themselves. Do they want the moment or are they not ready for the moment? And then, some of the great things you see is the excitement on their faces. Like, when that young line scores that goal yesterday, the true celebration and the emotion that they have, so excited to complete, this Dvorsky and Otto Stenberg have been friends since they were 16. And for them to talk about when they were 16, imagine if I ever set you up for a goal in the NHL and 18,500 people are screaming because we just scored in an NHL rink. That's happening. And you see that joy come out in them.
Coach Jim Montgomery joins us right on the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. So, Coach, I was asking Jamie earlier because we were talking about the Snuggerud.
You just put yourself in a pickle when you ask him something.
I know, right? I got to be real careful, Monty.
You never know what you're going to get for an answer, Monty.
Exactly.
You never know.
For example, I asked him, if you get in a situation like Snuggy found himself in last night with Tom Wilson, you don't really want to be challenging somebody like him. What do you do? Rivs said just slash his hands and take the fine or take the suspension.
I'd rather think I'm crazy than get my ass kicked.
Would you give the same recommendation? You find yourself in a bad spot, maybe just take the stick and go upside the noggin?
Well, you never leave the weapon out of your hand. When you leave the weapon out of your hands, you are going to take a few. Yeah. And that's when you want to play with Kelly Chase. And he said, just stir it up for 2 seconds. I'll come right over your shoulder.
There you go. Yeah. So have the right friends behind you if you're going to do something
when you
like
have the right friends behind you, you've got balls the size of church bells at that point.
Very true, yeah. Very true. Coach.
Very descriptive, Rib.
That's what he gets paid for.
You're welcome for the visual, Monty.
Coach, love chatting with you. Keep up the great work, and we'll talk to you again next week.
Cheers, man. Thanks for having me on.
Take care.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Take care, bud.
That's Jim Montgomery here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. So now you get two former NHL players telling you. You find yourself in a top spot, make sure you either have
don't
friends or don't drop your weapon.
Yeah. Great advice.
It's just smart all the way around. All right, it's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN.
Shot an unarmed man. Well, he should have armed himself.
Yeah, probably.
That's from Tombstone.
What does the coaching staff?
No,
that's
not Tombstone.
Unforgiven with Clint Eastwood. I said, you just shot an unarmed man. He says, well, he should have armed himself.
Yeah. For some reason, I went to one armed man, which is the fugitive.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't me. It's one armed man.
Go to break.
That's way different, guys. What does the coaching staff for the Cardinals and front office need to accomplish this MLB season? We'll dive into that next on 101 ESPN. All right, Jamie, let's cut through the crap here.
Yeah, let's do that.
You want to buy a house? You might have multiple jobs. Your tax situation might be a mess. Call Stewie.
Mm-hmm.
You got mountains of debt going on, keeping you up at night? Call Stewie. You don't know if now's a good time to refi. You want to be smarter? Call Stewie.
Mm-hmm.
He'll get you to where you want to go. He doesn't care really what your situation is either. There are times I call him, I'm like, Stewie, I got a big problem, blah, blah. He's like, I've seen it before, no problem. This is what we're going to do. I know you had a home that you purchased within the last 2 years, and you said, Stewie, I got a million jobs. I don't know, my income, this, that, and the other thing. No problem. Helped you. That's what Stewie's there for. He's the best.
Yeah. He's a phone call away, too, which is, I'm not lying. He gives out his personal cell phone number, which means you're connected directly to the man himself. And in my situation, I have a couple of jobs that are salaried. I have one that, I'm a business owner, so everything's different. And, of course, the banks look at it very differently. So Stewie was able to walk me through the process, and at no point did I feel stressed because Stewie knew what was going on. He had the right answers, and he prepared me accordingly. And we got to the closing table, and it's been well over a year now I've been living in my new home. And that's thanks to Stewie. He can do the same for you, but you got to call him or text him. That number, 314-324-4440.
Again, 314-324-4440.
Call him, text him, Anthony, day or night, weekend, weekday, it doesn't matter. Our favorite psychopath is always there. He's gonna help you out. If you can't remember that number, what can you do?
You can always Google the Bagel Loan.
NMLS number 226715.
It's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers, and Anthony Stalter. So we've had a theme going on today. What do the pitching staff and the position players need to accomplish for the Cardinals by the end of the season? Well, if we pose that question the same way when it comes to the coaching staff and the front office, what do they need to accomplish? Carey, go!
The coaching staff need to accomplish development. Like, you need to see players developing, being the best versions of themselves, performing well, at least, and consistently, and hopefully progressively getting better throughout the year. Like, the same mistakes you make in March are not the same mistakes you make in August. And so for me, I think that's what maturation looks like. I feel like that's what development looks like. That's what, progress looks like. So for me, it's not so much winning games. I don't think that is going to be the thing that defines this coaching staff and this front office. It is how well the players develop, how well they perform. Are they getting better? Are they showing signs of, ascending? And then when you bring guys up, are they ready to play? Like, what development is happening, in the minor leagues? So for me, it's strictly about development. I'm not as concerned about wins and losses as a team, but development and seeing how these guys progress.
Yeah, I agree with what Carey said. I'll word it maybe a different way, and that doesn't mean I don't agree with you. I'm just going to add on to it is that the key pieces of your future get better. Not every player is going to get better this upcoming season for the Cardinals. It's just a fact. Like, I don't know what Nathan Church is going to be, JC, like some of these pieces, but your key pieces, Mason Wynn, J.J. Weatherholt, Jordan Walker, Victor Scott, Herrera, Liberatore, your key pieces have to look better at the end of the season. That, to me, is their job, because that's where, right now with this rebuild, they have to create a foundation. You got to start somewhere. Yes. Those guys are your foundation. Alec Burleson's another one. What does he look like at first base full time? Like, it has to look better in game 162 than it does in game 1, which starts tomorrow. Yep. That, to me, is the ultimate mission.
I guess you added to Carey's, I'll add to yours. Because it's all similar, right? We're all in the same. We'll just keep piling on.
One big dog pile.
Yeah. Wow.
Did it bother you guys being at the bottom of the dog
it was
pile?
awful.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's terrible. Get the hell off me.
Yeah.
Get the hell off of me. I'm claustrophobic, too.
I didn't like that, yeah.
No, thank you.
Like, I thought if I was playing football, I'd be fine because I have the mask. You got a little bit of a breathing room. But, like, when you're in the schoolyard and you got, 7 kids on top of you and you got no mask, I just start swinging.
Get off me.
Yeah, get off me.
Development, Carey mentioned. Jamie kind of added to it with, the foundation piece. I'm gonna say this, too. Evaluate. Whether it's the coaching staff or the front office, you have got to figure out from your own evaluation who can stick and who needs to go. And you need to be able to do that better than most of Major League Baseball. The Dodgers do it well. Dodgers have a lot of resources. Teams like the Brewers and the Rays and the Guardians, who do not have a lot of resources, also do it about 1 million times better than you have. It's a new front office, so I'm hoping that Chaim Bloom and his group of scouts will learn how to, or not learn, but they'll evaluate quicker and better and more efficiently than the previous regime. But the previous regime was getting its ass kicked constantly in the evaluation game. The Brewers constantly know how to find those gems. The Cardinals have not. Evaluate efficiently. Stop holding on to players and watching their value sink like the Titanic because you think another year, another 6 months, got to give it time. Come on. So can you do that quickly, and can you do that together from a coaching standpoint and a front office?
And I think don't be afraid to make a mistake. Like, if you're in that business in terms of front office members and guys that are making trades and signing players, you're not going to hit every one of them. Sometimes you're going to trade a player away that might actually end up being a good player.
Right.
But he might not have been a good player for you at the time. And I think in the past, the Cardinals have lived in that fearful world where I can't trade him because what if he goes and has success?
What if he's Randy Arozarena?
What if he does? So what? If you scouted well enough, if you knew what you were getting back, it's similar to what we talked about with Army and trading Bolduc. Like, so many people, what the hell is he doing? You're not saying that now, right? Logan Mailloux is playing his butt off, and you're actually getting scoring from guys that, maybe you didn't expect. Maybe you thought Bolduc would have that, but you got more than enough in that regard to fill what you were getting from Bolduc. So don't be afraid to make the mistake because you might actually hit on something that you actually need and that can be extremely beneficial for your organization going forward. That's one of the things that I felt like the last few years for the Cardinals was one of the main issues as to why they would not trade certain players.
I think you're right.
Can't move on from him. What if he goes? So what?
Yep.
What if he does? And what if he flames out and does not perform well there, just like he hasn't here, but you get something in return?
Couldn't agree more, CD. And I would say, too, okay, so don't be afraid to make a mistake. Don't be afraid to admit a mistake.
Yes.
And you don't have to admit it to us. You don't have to admit it to the fan base. But don't be afraid to say, you know what, effed up on that, fast lane that one up. Let's move on. Because that was another thing.
Let your actions show the fan base that you realize you messed up, but now you're trying to fix it.
Yes. So I think when it comes to, again, to put a bow on this, the coaching staff and the front office be able to evaluate on the fly, have a conviction over a player, and decide, yep, this one's he's here to stay, or you know what, I see some things, but we got to work on it. Let's evaluate it a little longer, or you know what, this dude ain't gonna make it, and trade him while his value is still what it is.
I agree. Be proactive.
Be proactive,
not reactive.
Yes. Okay, Marsh, you got anything over there?
Anthony, I'm just cutting up audio and stuff right now.
I like the honesty.
I don't care, Marsh. You tell
Thanks
us.
for putting me on the spot.
You tell us right now. I'm going to put you on the spot every single time because you're part of this show, Marsh.
I appreciate that, Anthony.
Marshy's sick.
I feel like you guys.
Yeah, it says right here.
Marsh, I'll give you a synopsis because again, you're doing other stuff
No, I've been listening
for the show.
I've been listening. I don't need to make eye contact to hear what you guys are.
And you
saying.
can't make eye contact.
I'm not even allowed to make eye contact with Anthony. I've actually been staring at his head. He looks like the guy from Home Improvement.
Yeah.
Oh, Wilson?
Right
Tom Wilson?
Yeah, no, not Tom Wilson.
No.
Don't look at him either.
No.
Yeah. Don't make eye contact with that guy.
I'm interested to see how Chaim Bloom handles the criticism throughout the year because ultimately, if this team is going to get where we want them to be, they're going to play good baseball. However, there is going to be adversity throughout the season, and people are going to complain. They're already complaining about roster construction and whatnot. I'm interested to see how Chaim Bloom navigates that throughout the season.
Sure.
That doesn't make it sound like he is John Mozeliak 2.0. That is what I'm most interested in seeing this season. If he can be very proactive in building this roster just throughout the year, bringing up guys and whatnot, and ultimately being transparent with that, I think that will bode well for Chaim Bloom in his first year in the chair.
There you go. There you have it. All right. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. We got the biggest question of the day, and it centers on the Blues. We'll get to that next on 101 ESPN.
This baseball season, FanDuel is letting you choose your own reward for opening week. Betting customizations that transform how you experience the game. Make your choice and the reward will be ready to use on your next MLB bet. FanDuel is the home of home runs, and MLB season is kicking off tonight. The Yankees versus the Giants. If you like Aaron Judge, take them. If you like the Yankees, take them. Maybe you're looking at the Dodgers and asking yourself, can they do it again? Probably. So maybe you want to go with Shohei and the Dodgers. Whatever you want to do, you can. So if you're ready to play your game, head to FanDuel.com/local to choose your reward for MLB's opening week. FanDuel, an official partner of the MLB. Must be 21 plus and present in Missouri. Opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
It's time for the Fast Lane's biggest question of the day. Presented by Banner Construction, the experts in James Hardy Siding.
502, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Time for the biggest question of the day. Marshy, what do you got?
All right, so I was actually having a conversation with one of my buddies last night after the game, and he was saying, despite this year being a down year, he believes that the Blues made the perfect moves this season. We see how this team is playing post-Olympics. You know, Jim Montgomery, he's creating a culture, and he did a lot of that last year. Steve Ott moves to the AHL. He's helping out the young players. Of course, you have the trades involving Braden Shen and Justin Falk, which has led to a lot of these players having more time on ice. They're getting a chance to show their leadership qualities and whatnot. Did the Blues make the perfect moves this year? Do you believe that, or is it all like circumstantial? Like they just kind of happen to do these things and it's working?
Yeah, I'd probably go with a little bit of both. Because what the team looks like now is substantially different than what it looked like coming into the season. So had they made the perfect moves, you really wouldn't have had to tweak your lineup. Now, have they adjusted on the fly and made good moves that have helped the team? Absolutely,
I think
sure.
That's more so what I'm asking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But again, you really had no idea what the experiment would be with Stenberg, with Berggren, with Mailloux eventually. Like, you didn't know what it was going to look like. So since making the decision at the trade deadline that we're just going to ride it out with the young guys, I don't know if it was a perfect decision. I think that was the decision. We're going to ride it with the young guys, not knowing the outcome at that point. And since that moment, the young guys have not disappointed. So the decision has made everybody look very good, including the players right now. I just think the key to pro sports in general is not the perfect decisions. It's the ability to pivot. It's the ability to recognize that there's a dead end coming, and instead of stopping the vehicle at the dead end, we find another road quickly to get us there. Even though it might take us a little bit longer, we still get there. And I think that's what the Blues have been able to do here is the ship is moving. It's continuing to move, and right now it's moving at a pretty good pace because of some of the pivots, the alternate routes that they have put into their GPS.
Sure.
So I think that's more a credit to the front office right now, that they've been able to pivot and make alternate decisions more than the perfect ones.
Like, instead of getting off on Olive, you have to go down Ledoux just to get to work, right? Because maybe there's some... What?
I'm telling everybody that.
That helped you guys out, by the way?
I actually already did it earlier, and then I felt like a scumbag when you told everybody. I'm like, oh yeah, I could have.
Well, I was coming from where Carey, and it was lined up down the ramp, and I'm like, this is not going to work. I knew you go to Ledoux and work your way back through around, you know. So I wanted to chat you guys out. Just trying to be a good teammate, Anthony.
No, you're definitely a good teammate. I am not.
I didn't get on 270. I just got off on Lackland. It came that way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I tend to go my own route. I don't know if you know that, Jeremy.
No, that's fine, Carey. Next time you won't get a heads up. Okay?
Sometimes.
And then you arrive here at like 1:59 going, traffic on Olive.
Sometimes the right.
It's not Carey, son.
The right route is right in front of you, and some people just don't choose to go down that route.
Very true.
Because they're stubborn.
Yes. This question also. How do I put this? It's a reason why we would do what we do when you should actually just let the process play out instead of having all the reactions and opinions to something. Just let it all play out and see how it works out in the end. But
it's our job.
It's our job to react in the moment to things.
Yeah.
And it's your job as a fan to overreact along with us.
Of course.
So,
I don't know if there's
looking back, do we err on some of the things that we've been saying over the years? Sure, and yes. But it's also part of our jobs.
Yeah.
So looking at some of the Blues moves, using hindsight, yeah, I would say that a lot of them have worked out.
Done a great
job.
job.
Asked us that a couple of weeks ago, we would have said the exact opposite.
It's terrible, man.
Yeah.
So it really had nothing to do with...
So you're welcome, listeners.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
And when you say that, it kind of all falls back on the players, huh, Anthony?
Certainly does.
Yeah.
Jamie's been saying that for a while now.
Perfect move or not, only you can make it the perfect move.
Only you can prevent
forest fires.
Yeah.
I thought it was wildfire.
I thought it was forest fires.
You can prevent.
Maybe it's a Mandela effect thing.
Only you can prevent
forest fires. Yeah. Forest fires.
What are you doing here?
Which I guess would be a wildfire.
Yeah, but nobody called it wildfires then.
Could have swore it was wildfire, but
nah.
I'm going to blame the Mandela effect.
No, that's forest fires. Yeah.
You got it?
Yep.
Okay.
Remember,
Mandela
he says,
effect.
remember you. Remember, only you can prevent. Oh, no, this says wildfires.
Wow. No way. Nope, not going to believe it.
It does. It says wildfires. Was there an older Smokey that told us?
I got forest fires.
No, I got forest fires.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm seeing
forest
both.
fires.
You're seeing both, huh?
I'm seeing both.
Maybe the campaign changed as it got older. Maybe it was forest fires for us.
I remember forest fires for us.
And then maybe it was no longer a forest. They called it wildfires for Marshy's age group.
You know, Smokey, the Bandit, said you shouldn't play with fire.
That's not Smokey the Bandit.
Smokey the Bear is what we're talking about.
Yeah, Smokey the Bear is his cousin. He said the same thing. He said, don't light fires.
Smokey the Bandit.
Watch your campfire.
Only you. So, okay, here it is. The slogan was changed in 1947 to only you. Where did it go? I lost it. I don't know where it is.
Talk about Burt Reynolds.
No, the big bear with the hat on it.
Smokey.
Anthony.
Smokey the Bear.
I got it.
Why do you think he called Smokey? He played with fire and got burned.
Don't listen to him. This is via Wikipedia.
Yes.
Oh, that must be true.
There's got to be true.
It's one of our sources.
1947 is when the slogan was changed to only you can prevent forest fires. April of 2021, the message was officially updated to only you can can wildfires.
But because the fires weren't happening.
So we were both right.
We're both right.
They were
And in
happening
1944, the slogan was, CARE will prevent 9 out of 10 forest fires. And they changed it to only you can prevent. That's the slogan in you and I.
Yes.
We were, by 2001, we were out of school.
We were checked out.
Yeah, we were out of high school.
Yeah.
I will just listen to Smokey the Bear.
Good.
He's never led me wrong.
Well, we were all right.
That's him. It's the slogan.
That's the slogan,
That's the
not
slogan.
Smokey the Bandit.
Smokey the Bear.
I don't care what you
has
say.
that slogan.
I'm going with Smokey the Bear.
Unbelievable. Carey, you remember the crime dog? Not Fred McGriff.
Fred McGriff.
No.
Yeah, he was great.
I do.
McGruff.
Yeah, had the little sticker
McGruff
on the
the
window.
Yeah,
man.
I always went a little sketchy, though, with McGruff. I'll tell you why, because he walked around wearing that trench coat.
Yeah.
You're like,
kind of sketchy.
A little
But he
bit.
was solving crimes.
It was like a little too big. You know, it's
what
like,
he had
what's
under there?
McGruff doing? Like, where does he moonlight? Like, you know.
He ran the whole DARE program.
Donnie's
If you
headband.
dare him, he might with the jacket,
No.
you know?
McGruff wasn't
Donnie's
like that.
headband wants us to know it's Smokey Bear, not Smokey the Bear. Get it together.
Well, is he a bear or not?
The bear doesn't have a middle name, according to the 314.
Well, we gave him one.
Well, we're just identifying that he's a bear.
Smokey Bear.
I like Smokey the Bear.
Listen,
better.
I
So
don't
do
care.
I. Smokey the Bear.
I don't care.
Kind of like the Ohio State.
Preferences. If he wants to be the bear, that's fine.
what are we doing?
If he doesn't want to be a bear, that's fine too.
Yeah, a lot of people pissed off about us adding the for Smokey.
Well, maybe we'll go on Wikipedia and we'll change it.
Yeah, Smokey the Bear.
If I knew how, I would.
It's like the Ohio State.
No
Smokey
question.
the Bear.
Yeah.
He's the only one.
I'm sure there's other
Don't you
bears.
tell us what to do.
There's other bears. They're just not Smokey.
They are not Smokey.
Yeah.
The Bear.
No.
Yeah.
I'm glad we got down to the bottom of this.
Blues are playing exciting hockey.
Now we're doing
How
that.
can we get to that?
The bear?
Yeah. Smokey the Bear.
The Bear?
Smokey the Bear.
Like the Bears?
Smokey the Bear.
Okay.
I thought never mind. I thought you said
So
something else.
618 says
I
I
know.
grew up in the 60s. His name is Smokey the Bear.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What's going on? We got a lot of rebranding of this.
I don't know what we're doing, man.
I believe the guy who grew
bear.
up in the 60s.
Me too.
I think it's just Smokey Bear, but
Donnie's headband said, I think. I said, I think. Oh, now you change it, huh?
So now you're backing
Your Honor,
down.
I have no further questions for this guy.
St.
Done with this guy.
St. Anne Cubs fan says it's like calling it the Facebook.
well, they dropped
That's what,
the.
what it
dropped
was.
it.
It's
It
cleaner.
was the Facebook.
But it is the Facebook.
Got some advice for you. Just drop the.
Facebook.
Smokey and the Bandit.
Oh, maybe that's what you're thinking of, Jamie.
Maybe.
He was. He absolutely was.
No, I
called it
said
Smokey
it's
Reynolds.
different. Bandit was the raccoon. Smokey was the bear.
I don't know. Who knows these days, man?
You know why they call the raccoon the bandit, right? Because he wears that mask all the time.
Yes. I've heard.
Where are we?
He's the burglar of the forest.
Yeah.
The forest.
Smokey
animals.
the bear keeps him on the straight and narrow.
Yeah,
a little
he
bit.
does.
I mean, 5 o'clock hit, and we just went downhill. But
Or did we?
maybe we're going uphill. Who knows?
We provided a lot of good information. in
Got
the
some
last
more
couple of
information
minutes.
here. See, Smokey Bear's official name has officially been Smokey Bear, created in 1944, but he was widely known as Smokey the Bear
Thank you.
due to a popular song written in 1952.
I want every single person that was crushing us for the Smokey the Bear comments to apologize.
Yeah. Hell with that.
Sounds
I
like
want
you're talking about
everyone to
Bullwinkle.
apologize.
No, Bullwinkle is a damn moose.
Yeah.
Like Miles Michael.
Bullwinkle was from Jupiter, Florida. He had a boat. You hate me because
You hate me. That's right.
way different.
He's on a new team now.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
We bring it all back around.
I think we accomplished that biggest question. That's for damn sure. All right, so we got to bet the board next because we got Vitale coming up at the bottom of the hour. So Joe Vitale will join us at 5:30. We'll bet the board next.
If you're getting together soon here with your family, your friends, your neighbors, anybody, you're going to want the best light beer out there, and that is Zwickle Light. From my friends over at Urban Chestnut, it's an elevated light beer that is brewed for St. Louisans right here by St. Louisans at the Urban Chestnut Brewery. It's a light lager, low calories, low carbs, crisp, clean, refreshing, and again, only 95 calories, only 3.7 carbs, but packed full of great flavor. It tastes like beer. It doesn't taste like water like some of those other light beers that we have out there on the market. No. Zwickle Light tastes like beer, and I love it. Whether it's cans or bottles, both of them available, by the way. And they taste great, whether it's in the can or the bottle. Two different opportunities. Maybe by the pool at the Rivers House, we use the cans. It's got to be safe. The bottles break sometimes. But inside or up on the deck, put those bottles on ice, and then... man, it tastes good. It's so good. So please get out there, purchase your Zwickle Light. It's available all over the place, including over at Dirt Cheap. We've got some exciting things coming up with Dirt Cheap as well as Zwickle Light. Let's remember, it is the unofficial beer of St. Louis hockey. Anything else you're looking to find out about Urban Chestnut, visit them at urbanchestnut.com. Keep it light and keep it local.
10 on 101 ESPN. Time to bet the board. I know I didn't do well last night, but Jamie did. Jamie won. Marsh, what are the standings?
All right, Anthony, you are still in the lead. You have 10 points. Jamie and I both picked up points yesterday, so we are both 1 point behind you at 9. Carey did not pick up a point last night. He also missed, and he is at 4.
Track anyways.
Marshy.
He stopped keeping track. You know what's funny about Marsh? You know, he stopped keeping track of the light the lamp game because he had no chance to win, but he keeps track of everything else when he has an opportunity.
Wow, Carey, that's pretty accusatory.
That's what he told us yesterday. He didn't know who was in the league. Well, he knew Jamie was in the league.
I don't really like your tone right now.
Marsh, do you want to combat what Carey said?
Defend yourself.
I have everything logged.
Oh, we didn't know.
All of the goals.
We didn't know.
I literally said that yesterday. I've logged every light the lamp that we've played. I had just not added up the scores yet.
Fair enough, Marshy. Fair enough. All right, I'm going to go to the NIT. I'll take the over 151.5.
For who?
I was going to get to it.
Game?
But you kept sniping.
The NIT.
I didn't see
Nevada, Auburn.
That was a long pause, wasn't it?
a long pause.
Well, you've been chirping over there.
I didn't say anything. That's why I was worried.
Auburn over 151.5 on the alt line. Jeez.
I lost my bet the board by 2 points.
Of course you did.
Of course I did. Jamie, your turn.
All right, give me the Rangers at the Maple Leafs. Give me the over in the first period. 1.5 at -140.
There you go.
I'm going to go to baseball tonight. We have the Yankees and Giants. Give me the Yankees total runs over 3.5 at -115.
I am going baseball as well.
Oh, here we go. 1.5.
You know where it is.
Hit, runs, RBI.
Yeah, you know. Rafael Devers, 1.5 hits, runs, RBI. Couldn't wait for baseball to start back up, Anthony. You know what I mean?
You're ready to rock now.
Been missing it.
Man.
My favorite time.
You are ready to rock.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about the baseball season starting tonight?
I'm excited, man.
Opening day, obviously, tomorrow around baseball, including the Cardinals as they get ready to take on the Tampa Bay Rays. But tonight, you got Logan Webb versus Max Fried.
Man. Good times.
Good times,
baseball,
great oldies.
Man. Baseball is fun. You just they gotta do what they do. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Hit that ball in the gap. Play sound baseball. Don't strike out. I don't want to watch that crap.
So, well, good news. You may not be able to because Major League
I don't think that's good news.
because Major League Baseball continues to struggle.
Oh, man.
We're telling everybody where to find the games.
I don't think you meant it that way.
It's on Netflix tonight, right?
It is.
It is on Netflix tonight.
My father, as maybe some of the longtime regular listeners know, my father is a massive Yankees fan. Mm-hmm. Loves his Yankees. Won't miss a game. He refuses to buy a subscription to Netflix just to watch the game tonight.
He doesn't already have Netflix?
Nope.
Give him your login, Anthony.
Anthony, what are you doing? Shh. Yeah, you can't say it there.
No, you don't give him your login,
Don't do
Anthony.
that. Don't ever do that.
It's illegal.
Give him Carey's login.
Yeah, refuses. Now, Cardinals
he
fans.
doesn't have Netflix.
He doesn't have Netflix, no.
Okay, I'm just gonna ask.
What does he watch?
Yeah, like why?
Like,
is he just like against it?
No, well, he's not against Netflix. He just
does he have like Hulu?
Yeah, I think they've got like Prime,
Disney.
But he's got other apps.
He's got other apps. He just doesn't.
You don't need
I just thought maybe he was
yeah.
like strictly the cable guy or the Dish TV, and he's like, I'm not doing it.
No, he just doesn't. He does not have Netflix, and
it's a great present. Next time his birthday, get him a Netflix account.
Okay.
So he can watch his favorite baseball team, Anthony.
That's a gift that keeps on giving.
That'd be a good son.
That's a gift that keeps on giving.
Hang on, how many kids do your parents have?
One. They looked at me and they're like, "The hell with this."
Might be a nice present from their only child.
Yeah. Nah.
So they can watch.
That's forever, though.
Yeah,
they're fine.
Yeah.
Forever.
What's wrong with that?
Forever.
I mean, Anthony can stop it if he wants. Imagine that. No, it's only for a year, Dad.
Sorry. If you want to keep it, you pay for it.
His dad goes to punch in for the Yankees game.
Yeah.
Sorry. Sorry, folks. Park's closed.
Park's closed. Moose outside. Should have told you. But yeah, Cardinals fans also ticked off, of course.
Where are their games going to be? We don't know.
Nobody knows.
MLB.com.
Spectrum picked it up.
Today?
I read it. Spectrum is picking up Cardinals game. I don't know what the channel is, but they're
I got it for you, Jamie.
Oh, there we go. Thank you.
Cardinals TV.
Anthony's about to spread misinformation.
No, I wasn't.
We don't know.
All I've said is people are pissed, and they are.
Ready for this?
No.
So they posted this on their X account. Fans who subscribe to Charter/Spectrum or Comcast Xfinity can find Cardinals baseball on the following channels this season: Charter/Spectrum Digital, Channel 362, Charter/Spectrum Set-Top Box, Channel 223, Channel 535 in Evansville, Indiana, Comcast/Infinity, Channel 1261. Additional cable and satellite channels will be provided by Thursday morning. So day of opening day, you'll figure out where you can watch the game.
Basically just peruse the guide.
Just keep scrolling till you find it.
Just use your brain cells. How about that? Just use some of the brain cells to actually find the game. Okay?
Now.
Why are you calling her? What are you saying?
Jamie will come over, punch you in the face.
No, I won't. I'll just tell him to scroll the TV guide, not use your brain cells. What if they don't have any?
If you can't figure out your seatbelt, come by and hit you in the head with it.
Hit you in the head with a tack hammer.
I don't know why I'm annoyed by this, but I am.
About the cable?
Why can't I find it? Just use your head. Just find it.
It's not that you
tell me.
It's not that you can't find it. It's when things are. It's like when you're looking for something that you know where you put it, and someone moved it. You're gonna be pissed off, Anthony. And you're gonna be pissed off. You left your keys in a specific spot, and somebody, or you left something for a number of days in one spot. You didn't need it. You left it there Sunday.
How many days?
4 days.
Okay.
But you knew you were going to need it on Thursday.
What's the cutoff?
There is no cutoff when it's my style. I left it there. No, I don't believe
Carey on this one.
Don't. Let me throw. If you're going to clean up around it, just clean up around it and put it in the same vicinity.
Leave my ish alone.
Please don't move my stuff.
I live with 4 people that feel as though if there is an empty table, desk, countertop, I can put my stuff there forever. Then I come around and I say, you know what? That's been there for a month. I'm getting rid of it. As soon as I do, where is that piece of paper that I had right here?
Leave it alone.
If it was that important to you, you would have found a better spot than the kitchen counter.
And you know what you can do?
It's called organized chaos.
You can do this, get it all, put it all together, collect it nice and neat.
I have.
And put it in a pile.
A stack.
Wow.
Okay? You know who finds a good spot for his stuff? Me. Okay.
Hey, Mr. Perfect.
If it's not important to you, if it's not important to you, to move it to a place I'm throwing it out. I love throwing stuff out.
I do throw stuff out as well, but if it's
all the time. Tonight's trash night. I'm so excited. I can't. I look around. First thing I do, I look around. What can I throw out? And I do.
I leave things out for a day, and then, God love her, Ashley's very, very clean and puts things away and organized. And
God forbid,
then I can't find it for like weeks. Like,
it is frustrating.
I'm with Ashley,
but I'm not going to complain because
she probably puts it in a spot that's a good spot that makes sense.
She puts it where she can find it.
Well, then you should have put it someplace else.
I keep trying.
Walked into that one. Joe Vitale next. Let's just move on.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. The Blues take down the Washington Capitals last night by a final score of 3-0. They'll take on the San Jose Sharks tomorrow. And you can listen to that game right here on 101 ESPN. Pregame starts at 6. Puck drop is at 7. We are going to be joined by Joe Vitale. Next, we'll talk some Blues hockey right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is brought to you by Universal Windows Direct.
We're talking everything St. Louis Blues as we head into the Blues booth on 101 ESPN. Presented by Boardwalk Hardwood Floors. Find your perfect new floor at boardwalkhardwood.com.
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Jamie Rivers, Carey Davis. Let's head to the Collier and Thompson phone line. We talk to Joe Vitale. We on the call tomorrow night as the Blues take on the Sharks. What's up, Joe?
What's up, boys?
Last night, how fearful were you for Jimmy Snuggerud's life at one point?
not too afraid. Now, 30 years ago, I'd be way more afraid than last night. No, the game's changed so much. I mean, I feel like anyone could be tough in the game now. I'm surprised more guys aren't. Tom Wilson's certainly a power forward in his own right that can hold his weight just fine. And if there's going to be anyone in the league that would stir it up, it would be him. But like I said, with the suspendable fines and all, I mean, the games missed, guys aren't really that stupid anymore. So I think all things considering, Jimmy should be just fine.
Joe, I take offense you talking about my era 30 years ago.
Sorry.
Hey, buddy, listen, speaking of Jimmy Snuggerud, we talked to Monty earlier. We talked to a lot of people, and just really impressed with not only the way Jimmy Snuggerud is playing, but the chemistry of that first line. You know, when you're watching those three guys play right now, what are some of the things that jump off the page for you?
You know, I think the biggest thing that I've noticed is the way that Jimmy Snuggerud is winning like one-on-one battles. You know, when he doesn't have the puck, he is so good at like putting one hand on his stick and just kind of like dive bombing the player, like just kind of like getting almost like a joust, like a fencer. Like he just kind of takes a step, takes a leap, and he gets his long stick in there, and then either he pokes it away or he like intercepts a pass. So tearing up plays like that, I have noticed that so much in the offensive zone for him, which then, of course, leads to more chemistry, more chances, more passing. You know, when he's got the puck, he's certainly mesmerizing. But, you know, Jamie, you know, I mean, it's the special players in the league that, you know, you play 97, 98% of the game without the puck, you know. So what are you doing? You know, what are your shoulder checks like? Or are you surveying what's around you? I mean, that's the other thing he does really well. When he doesn't have the puck, his head's constantly on a swivel. You know, and when you're on a swivel, you're looking, you're scanning, you're surveying. Where's my guy? Where's their guy? Where's the open ice? You know, and he's a hockey player. I mean, when you're a kid, you do that. You don't call them snapshots. You don't call them surveying. You just go out there and you look. It's called looking around. You're just curious. You're excited. You're a kid. And he's got that in him still where his head's constantly bobbing around. He's always looking for options. And I think that when you see smart players in the National Hockey League, guys that find spots and spaces and score goals, and especially at a young age that he is, it's really all about anticipation. I mean, this game, it's getting too fast. The guys are getting too big. The dimensions of the arena are not growing. It's the same ice sheet. So at some point, something's got to give. And that's where I think you're starting to see more and more intelligence come out, and the way he looks around, observes, jumps on things, and then, of course, counters the way he is. And he's finding the back of the net pretty consistently.
Joey, when you're watching this team, to me it looks like a team, and I mentioned this to Jim Montgomery, that they're playing connected, they're playing together. What do you think caused that? Because, I mean, prior to the Olympic break, you had no clue, or I had no clue, that this team had it in them. But now they're playing well, they're playing together, they're fighting and standing up for one another. What do you think caused that shift for them?
Carey, I think it was just finally they got out of limbo, and I think that they kind of hung on limbo. I wouldn't say they started the year in limbo. I don't think that having Fenn and Falk put them in limbo from the gates. But I think as they struggled off the start, then all of a sudden you started looking around and feeling like you're not a playoff team anymore, and you have some pieces that you knew were going to get moved. So they just seemed like they were waiting around for a while. So now that, Shen and Falk have moved on, the experiment was, what would Thomas, Buchnevich, Kyrou, Neighbors, Logan Mailloux, Philip Broberg, what could they do that they haven't done yet? And, they're in a shadow of players around them. You're kind of second fiddle, not in a bad way, but you feel protected. Like if I'm Logan Mailloux, I'm protected with Colton Parayko and Justin Falk in front of me. But you don't know what you have until you give it to them, right? You got to give them the torch. So I think that the deadline certainly was a lot of emotion heading into that one. You lose a couple great leading pieces, but now you're seeing, Carey, just this young group really take ownership of it. And it's new. It's raw for these guys. But they've really gone out there and grabbed it. I mean, mentioning Logan Mailloux, just for example, it's a ideal example of exactly what I think Alexander Steen wanted to see. Is this kid, can he become a number one guy on the back? I mean, Jamie, you know the position way more than me, but I thought he has looked doggone good for a 22-year-old. I mean, a 22-year-old, the way he has stepped up from where he started this year, just does not have a lot of experience, guys. He's got so much growth, and I really liked him there on the back end with Philip Broberg.
Joe Vitale joining us right now on the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Joe, as we talk about this turnaround for the Blues, if I were to say to you, the biggest reason for the turnaround is blank, fill in the blank for us?
Well, I mean, I think the biggest thing is the goaltending improved drastically. It's crazy. Like next October when this season starts, 84-game season, you better be ready to go. I mean, I've never experienced this where it seems like every year the importance of October gets heightened every time. I mean, you think, okay, there's 8-9 games in October. What's the big deal? You have a slow start, you rebound. It just you're always playing catch up. And I thought the Blues from the get-go this year, they always were playing catch up. I don't know if they were super geeked or excited about their camp. I think it was a little bit scattered. I think it was the first camp for Jim Montgomery. I think all the players, I think the weird schedule of games, the last couple games, I can't remember exactly the details, but they went to a city where a team hosted basically their full lineup, but they brought a bunch of extras. And then the next night, they Blues dressed all their primary guys, and then the team that came in, maybe the Blackhawks, dressed all their American Hockey League. So the team never really got their ground in preseason. And that kind of trickled into the regular season, starting with the 5-0 loss to Minnesota Wild. And guys, they just could not catch up. And a big reason for the early woes, not just because they were defensively struggling and a group trying to figure each other out. Jordan Binnington and Joe Holford need to make more saves. And they'd be the first to tell you that. They let pucks get by them that should not get past them. So they both had a slow start. And, to answer your question, now they're heating up again. I mean, this is the goaltending tandem that we thought this would be coming into the season. They went into last night's game with a 1.7 goals against since the Olympic break. That clearly has dropped with another shutout by Joe Hofer. So the goaltending's definitely real. And to me, Stalter is probably the biggest reason why this whole turnaround is happening.
Joe, we talked about Robert Thomas, Snuggie, and Holloway. Another line I want to talk about is the Booch, Kyrou, Neighbors line not quite having the offensive success as the Thomas line. What are you seeing from them, and also what would you like to start seeing?
I mean, you got to start seeing some productivity for sure. I mean, there's 3 veteran guys that are a huge part of your core. They each bring something very special to the game. It just hasn't really clicked just yet. With Buchnevich, Jim Montgomery and Craig Berube even talked about how he's just probably one of the best 200-foot players on the team. That's why you can't take him out of the lineup, even when his points are suffering. Defensively, he's so good on the kill. He's just such a smart hockey player. So you think with his intelligence in the middle, with Kyrie's speed there on the right, and then Jake's feistiness on the left, the chemistry and the balance, it should be there. And again, guys that have been in the league for quite some time. But they're having a rough time. But Jim Montgomery really can't mix and match that line too much because I think he's really liking the productivity from the other line. So, for a Buchnevich, Neighbors, and Kyrie line to go this long and not see quite the numbers that they're seeing, I think you have to throw a couple empty net goals for that line the last couple of games, one in Vancouver and certainly one last night for Kyrie. But you need more 5-on-5. You need more on the power play from those guys. This has got to be your leader group. This has got to be offensively right next to that top line. You got to be just underneath them. Right now, you're not seeing it. But like I said, Jim Montgomery seems like he is going to be pretty strict about keeping the same lines together and letting them just go out there and sort it out and figure it out.
All right, Joe, we'll let you go. We appreciate your time. We'll talk to you again next week.
Sounds good, boys. You guys have a great week as well.
Thank you. That's Joe Vitale here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Blues Sharks pregame tomorrow at 6. Puck drop at 7 o'clock. You can listen to all the coverage right here on your home of the Blues and 101 ESPN. All right, we'll wrap up the show next with a couple of things we learned, 3 stars of the day, maybe some criticisms and compliments as well. That's all next on 101 ESPN. Fastline on 101 ESPN. If you missed anything from today's show, including interviews with Brad Thompson, Logan Mailloux, Jim Montgomery, or Joe Vitale, you can always check out the podcast available at 101ESPN.com or the Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. All the podcasts brought to you by Schaefer Door Company. Time to find out what everybody learned today. Marsh, what'd you learn?
Oh, Anthony, I learned a plethora of things today. But one thing I did learn is that whatever company it is, something about forest fires and wildfires. I actually don't even know what is that a company?
Smokey
it's
the
just
Bear.
Smokey the Bear.
Smokey Bear.
Smokey the Bear.
Okay, well, whatever it is.
Bear.
Thank you. The
You wanna be
Bear.
Technical.
A lot of rebrandings throughout that bear's life. Different, sayings and all sorts, different names. That's what I learned today. A lot of rebranding.
What I learned is kind of similar. I didn't realize that McGruff, the crime dog, wore that trench coat for a much different reason than he was kind of a detective and he was solving crimes.
That was Jamie's.
Jamie told me that if the kids got out of hand at all, he just opened up the trench coat.
He just offer it up sometimes. I was like, that was a little different,
What?
I didn't realize that.
I don't think
So that's what I learned today.
No, speak for yourself. You weren't there.
I wasn't.
Carey, what'd you learn?
I'm being iced out.
We'll get to you.
I learned that you enjoy trash day because you're going to throw that trash away.
Yeah.
If you leave something at Anthony's house, in his car, in his office space, he's throwing your junk away.
Yes, sir.
He doesn't care. You must not want it if you didn't take care of it, is what he said.
Am I right?
Spot on.
Thank you.
I don't think that's right.
Good for you.
Thank you, Jamie.
He's an overachiever.
Just asking.
And Jamie, what did you learn today? You jerk bag.
Yeah. Thank you for noticing. I learned that Smokey the Bandit, the Bear, Smokey Bear, whatever his real name is, has a pretty sketchy past. Changing his name all the time, changing his slogans, on the run. There's a little something that's off there. Then all of a sudden he's talking about starting fires, forest fires, the wildfires. Like, something tells me anybody who knows that much about fires, probably the one starting them. So I'm just saying, allegedly.
He's saying in his message, only you can prevent.
No, of course he's blaming us.
It's right there. It's
He's
right
the one
there in the
changing his
slogan.
name
He's
every
right.
only
He's
you,
right.
10 years.
Only you can prevent. Because I'm not going to do it. That's what he says.
Why would he prevent it when he started?
When he started.
That's right.
Yeah. I had my fire.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I got my guy.
Got my guy. Wow. I didn't realize that. You're right.
That's why I learned
Only
you
you.
might have a sketchy past.
He's pointing at you.
Yeah.
And he's saying, look, these people right here, they need to prevent them.
People?
Yeah, you know, Carey. He's saying it flat out.
What do you mean?
To all of us.
These people, you people.
You people.
Right.
He's immediately deflecting.
Yes, he is. He's starting the damn
Hey, man,
fires.
I'm a big bear with green pants on and a hat. It couldn't be me.
Right.
Right? Like, come on.
Yeah.
If I see a bear in the woods with green pants on, no shirt, wearing a hat, that's the first one I'm looking at.
And his name is Smokey.
Smokey.
Right.
How do you get the name Smokey? It's like the mafia guys say, hey, my name's Mike the Hammer. Why'd you get that? I used to bash people's heads with a hammer. Oh, okay, yeah. Smokey.
Yeah.
Now, what if you run into a bear in the woods that has a green hat, no pants on, and a green
Those
tie?
are different bears, Marshy.
Well, then
Is he a nicer bear?
protect your lunch.
Nah.
Oh, it's a different kind of bear.
Hell away from that bear.
You know, Anthony, you were there.
Yogi, he's talking about. Yogi.
That's a
Jamie.
that's what I was
Yogi
talking about,
Berra?
too.
Yogi
his name?
Bear.
Yogi the Bear.
No.
I think it's
See?
Yogi
I
Bear.
think, yeah. He hasn't been rebranded, I don't
Yeah,
think.
No.
We get a text from Curb Stomp. This show as a whole, Jamie.
Thank you. I don't care today.
Was another banger. Cannot wait for the lineup game. It doesn't suck.
Wow.
Go.
Tomorrow.
I told
Play
Anthony
the
I had
lineup game?
well, we typically don't on opening day.
Well, because BK Ferrario.
You tell them, send the text.
No. We're all gonna see it, though.
You send the text out and say we're efforting the lineup game. That's what y'all do, right?
Yes.
The producers, we're efforting. Yeah,
Well, no,
we're
they should
efforting.
be playing it regardless.
Yeah.
I do have in my folder, it says lineup game 2026 lineup game in all caps. Do not use on opening day.
T-Bone, stay out.
Oh, no, T-Bone, they're going to be down there. It'll be Bradford running the ball.
Bradford, stay out.
Bradford will break his fingers, okay?
Yeah.
We'll show him who Mike the Hammer is.
So if they're listening right
when
now.
I pull out my hammer, Carey, he'll know it.
Oh, boy.
All right. You being here by yourself.
No, but typically we don't play the line.
I invite you help.
No.
So we're going to have to wait till Monday.
Good call on that.
Yeah.
What are we doing here, man?
I don't know.
It's opening day.
Ollie, hold that line up to about 2:15.
Good call.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, good call.
Hold the line up till about 2:15.
I think that's fair.
We're holding the channels till 8 a.m.
Right?
Yeah,
The other
Anthony's okay with it, actually.
Well, I mean,
you don't understand what the hell you're so mad about. Wake up and look at it. Find it.
You're going to find it.
He's mad.
Well, why are these people so upset?
Well, Anthony, we did get a text from the Panda that says Anthony needs to get a grip. It's not that we can't find it. It's that the MLB, or Major League Baseball, can't figure their Stalter out.
Oh, wow.
Hey.
Did you hear the... yeah. Okay.
Hey, buddy. I've been telling you, Major League Baseball doesn't care about you. I've been telling you for years, and now you're upset. Major League Baseball doesn't care about me. I've been telling you that.
They never have.
They don't care about you. Never have. Never will.
Never will.
You think because you're a fan that you're important in Major League Baseball? You're not. Major League Baseball's been telling you this for years. NBA too. Flat out telling you.
Why is he attacking the
NBA? NBA is flat out telling you. We don't care about you or your experience.
That's why I don't watch it.
Exactly.
That's not why.
NFL, NHL, they love the fans.
They do. That's why I watch both of those.
Yep.
Fans first. That's their slogan.
Only you could be a fan.
Yeah, 636. All you guys had to do is go to a gas station and pick up a Cardinals schedule, and it tells you what channel the games are on and how to watch them.
How do you know which gas station has a Cardinal schedule?
I don't even have a gas car.
Download the Cardinal schedule gas station app?
What about us that don't go to gas stations?
Yeah, what about
You know
Carey?
what I mean?
He drives a Tesla.
I don't
Rich
go to
people like Carey.
Someone is definitely going to hear that and spin that for next week.
Carey drives a Tesla. Oh, they're already
It's customized, too. Black and gold. He's got a picture of his Super Bowl ring on the back window.
Driving around St. Louis, fellas.
In those Teslas, you
Look at
can...
me.
If I'm not mistaken, you can change the horn so it doesn't sound like a car horn. It can be whatever noise you want it to be.
Carey
So
can
when
change his
Carey
horn?
hits it, it goes, here we go.
You have a bigger horn? You have a smaller horn?
Big horn when if it gets bumped.
Yeah.
The horn
Do you
goes
prefer
off.
the bigger horn, Carey?
It's time for the Slate's 3 stars presented by
the only way we can handle it.
Louder. That's right.
with the world's largest sports book now at your fingertips in Illinois and Missouri.
Child.
Real quick here, 618. Again, it's on 233 for Spectrum in this area. Yes, we know. We brought that up. It also said that they're going to announce other channels as well because not everybody on planet Earth has Spectrum.
This is another example of when people are out of their minds. Just avoid the topic.
Okay. Third star of the day goes out to Gumby.
Yeah, I forgot we did Gumby today.
Second star of the day goes out to Hambone Williams.
Hambone.
And our first star of the day, of course, Smokey the Bear.
Smokey the Bear.
Smokey the Bear. Smokey the Bandit, the Raccoon,
No, not them.
Bullwinkle,
Not
all of
those
them.
guys.
Did not mention them.
Yogi Bear.
Yogi. Who'd win in a fight, Yogi or Smokey?
Smokey would destroy.
No kids got that checkered pass. You probably light Yogi on fire.
my- there'd be nothing
kids, you shouldn't
left.
play with fire. Look at Yogi.
There'd be nothing left of Yogi after Smokey the Bear got done with him. Nothing.
Should have carried that bucket of water, eh, Yogi?
Should have stole a bucket of water instead of that lunch, huh?
Oh, man.
All right, that'll do it. That'll do it for us.
A lot of help you were,
See ya.
boo-boo.